Love Buzz, this is your girl, Empress Goddess. Welcome to Empress Goddess Presents. This is morning motivation and conscious elevation in all things spiritual. There's a spiritual warfare going on, my loves. That's why you got to stay prayed up, go within, get centered, get one with the Most High. Because we struggle against principalities.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
That's right.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints.
That's right. We struggle against principalities, my dear ones. Always remember that it's a spiritual thing. That's right. It's a spiritual thing, my loves. It's off the chain.
Psalm 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place
of the Most High. That's right.
of the Most High
This is my favorite song.
Shall abide
Under the
shadow of the Almighty.
I will say
of the Lord.
That's right.
He
is
my refuge.
That's right.
And my fortress.
Yes.
My God.
In him I will trust.
In him will I trust.
That's right.
Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler.
That's right.
Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness.
That's right. That's the people that still in that shadow.
For the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side.
That's right.
And 10,000
at thy
right hand. But it shall not come nigh thee.
That's right.
Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
That's that consciousness now.
Because
that third eye.
Thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge.
That's right.
Even the Most High, thy habitation.
That's right.
There shall no evil befall thee.
Y'all understand that?
Neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee,
lest thou dash thy foot against a stone.
In all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet, because he hath set his love upon me. Therefore will I deliver him.
And show him my
I will set
salvation.
him on high, because he hath known my name.
Yes.
He shall call upon me,
And
and
I
I
shall answer.
will answer him.
Mhm.
I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him
And show him my
and shew
salvation.
him my salvation.
Amen. That's it there.
By someone else. Like,
Mystic Tory.
hi, my loves. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. I really hope that you're having a beautiful and an amazing day. It is actually close to 3 a.m. in the morning. But I just got bombarded with messages. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for your continued love and support. So I think I'm just going to stay up and put these messages out. So let's see. You guys, if you've been following my channel, you know I just came back after being gone for almost 3 months. And Scorpio season, Saturn going direct, eclipse season, Halloween, it's a lot happening. Okay. The other day I mentioned a vision of like a hate crime. And I keep getting bits and pieces. Like, I've been getting pieces of this download for a while. And a lot of you right now are going to realize that the veil is very thin. So even if you're not fully aware of some of your like psychic gifts or whatever, you're going to start tapping into those things. A lot of people, I want you to realize that you're not just battling against flesh. These are entities and principalities. And during this time that the veil is so thin, and because these karmic cycles are closing out, there's a lot of very, very angry energies. There's a lot of things that have been conjured up, and it's very, very easy for them to try and attack you, attach themselves to you. It's not something to be afraid of, because as a human being, as a multi-dimensional human being, you have full power, control, and dominion over any type of spirit that comes towards you. But that's something that you have to know in the mind. I know everyone may not be a seer, or you may not hear certain things, but oftentimes I feel like people are looking for like these zombies or spaceships to pop out. Oftentimes you're seeing in the spirit realm by sitting right there. It's just how much can your mind actually process. So these are just the examples or analogies I'm going to share before I get into the reading. Some of you right now, I've been talking a lot about grace, mercy, forgiveness. That's required for you to experience like favor in your life. Okay. If you have any type of open wounds right now, the foundation that what I was saying is the foundation that is beneath us is about to fall through. It's just about to break. It's going to collapse very soon. Everyone is going to be dropped into like the ocean. Okay. And it is going to be the survival of the fittest. Now, if you understand like what I was saying with sharks, if you have open wounds, all it takes is a drop of blood, and a whole group of sharks are going to come at you. A lot of people who have been on this journey, your empaths, your light workers, your healers, and your blood is favored by all types of energies, good, bad, evil, and ugly. It's like a shark attack. Okay. If you yourself and everybody on their journey thinks that they're divine, they're chosen, they're a high priest or whatever, I'm not here to negate that or minimize it. I'm just saying, make sure that your house is in order, because if you're holding on to doubt, fear, resentment, childhood wounds, rejection, abandonment, whatever the case may be, that's the wound, that's the blood. Okay. Once the bottom falls through and you're dropped into that ocean that of the depths of the unknown, you're gonna be the first to be attacked. Okay. Right now, a lot of people have been doing rituals. When we have these periods in time where the energy is super strong like that, there's a lot happening in the cosmos. Okay. We saw this sort of happen back in the spring, March, April, when there was an eclipse around the Lionsgate portal. People have been doing rituals since the Lionsgate portal, utilizing that energy, conjuring up things. And it's still happening. But Halloween is a time where a lot of people, of course, they're working with the dead. They're conjuring up more stuff. Another thing is what I was saying about like the hate crime the other day. The vision that I'm seeing is in the spirit realm, it's like a lot of people, you're being attacked. Again, many people have been going through this for years. In your physical reality, in the 3D, do not allow your mind to think that, oh, people are going to just pull up on you and hurt you and this and that. Gang stalking and all of those things is real, but you need to be thinking more in your spirit mind. The people that you have decided to detach from, who rejected you, abandoned you, hurt you, harmed you in any way, the fact that you're not giving those people your energy, their spirit is now attacking you. And because the veil is so thin, it's coming from all kinds of directions. So it's almost like you're being ganged up on everyone because you're standing in your truth. And you really need to see that, recognize it fully. This is friends, it's family. I also want to just touch on family and ancestors. Everyone has their own beliefs. You know, some people believe in Jesus, some don't. Some people read the Bible, some don't. Some people, it's all about ancestors. I will say this. If you understand the spirit realm, who a person was here in the 3D is also who they most likely are once they transition. Okay. You have people right now who are promoting that people go out and conjure up stuff and you do this magic and you do a return to sender and all of this and that. A lot of people don't know what's happening with this energy. The strongest, most powerful high priestess and seers, there are some things that God will not allow us to see, just period. If you get in this battle with these people, what you don't understand is that if you're just now trying to start conjuring up things and you want to be a kitchen witch or whatever, and you are trying to battle against these extremely skilled wizards, warlocks, shapeshifters, or whatever, you very well could be facing a losing battle. And I know people like to say, well, they can't beat me in the spirit realm. Don't be so quick to say what a person can do to you in the spirit realm when you're not even seeing in the spirit realm. Because there's always somebody bigger and stronger than you, no matter where you are in life. Some people, what I was seeing in my vision is these people, they have a spell for a spell for a spell. Because right now I know a lot of people, even your protection work, they're doing things to make sure that you're still not protected. Some of these people who are extremely narcissistic, okay, because you are detaching and you're closing the wounds that they constantly come in to feed off of, they're even sending your ancestors to attack you, okay? You have ancestors right now, some of them who they would love to be in your place. A lot of these spirits right now, they're looking for a body, and if they can snatch your body or somebody else's body, they will. And depending on who you are, your spiritual ranking, who you are even here in the 3D, you have your own ancestors and passed on loved ones who, if they had an opportunity to work against you, they will. It's almost like a stampede, like an army of demons and entities. And you will start to look, if you can see in these groups, you will see your friends, your family, your loved ones, your lovers, co-workers that you've always thought you can trust. These people are playing both sides, some of them. So just be careful, because I hear people know, well, I'm going to do a return to sin. I'm going to do this. For me, the message that I got clearly from God was like, this is not your battle. You may want to sit this one out. Like the way I see it is, it's above me now. Because a lot of this stuff, you guys, during this age of Aquarius, last year people went through pure hell. These people couldn't get you last year. They're trying to make sure that they get you this year. They do not want this year to close out with you still being in your power. Or for some people, simply just alive. A lot of people too, they're Halloween. Let me tell you something. Another message I got. These attacks are not planned for Halloween. That you have to know that the enemy is very smart. It has watched you, it has monitored you long enough to know that you're waiting at the door for something to attack you on Halloween. The enemy is not going to approach you on Halloween. No, they already know you're waiting. The enemy is going to wait for you to put your guard down to attack you. So I would just say, until you get the green light from God or whatever you believe in, you need to really be protecting yourself, because spiritual warfare is at an all-time high and the veil is very thin. These energies, these entities, they do not want this cycle to close out, because if they cannot feed off of you anymore, then they die. Some of you right now are experiencing isolation. You're not being allowed to be around certain people. Some of you right now, another thing, you may not have the desire to eat, sleep, be sexually active or anything. That is God, your ancestors, whatever you want to believe in, trying to get you to purify yourself and protect yourself, because you really cannot trust most of what you see around you. It's not as it seems right now. And it's a test for you to really understand like your own discernment. But the point is that you still have to make it out of this cycle. So like I said, it's the survival of the fittest, honestly. These are just, I've seen so many different things, but those are just some highlights for you to consider. If you're being advised right now not to talk to someone, not to go to a certain place or to do something, you need to listen to it. A lot of people are going through a period of deep, deep transformation right now. You're being upgraded, but again, the veil is thin. So if you're not careful of what you allow in your mind, in your space, you can easily be knocked completely off of your own, the throne that you worked so hard to get onto at this point. And again, like I said, you have friends, family members, ancestors, passed on loved ones. If they can take your spot, they will. Because they are using you they need you to feed off of. So it's everybody, like I said, is going to be dropped. What I saw is like everyone, there will be no bottom. Like everyone's just going to be dropped into like the ocean. In an energetic sense, like it's free game. If you're full of wounds, if you're full of anger, bitterness, or whatever, you're going to be the first to be eaten. The sharks are out. So it's going to become very clear who is doing the work. This is not surface level anymore. The deep, I've been saying, those shadows, those skeletons in the back of your closet, you have to get them out. You have to. And I'm telling you, your time to do this is very, very short. Because honestly, we've been in the thick of this for years. But right now, with this eclipse coming, especially in Scorpio season, 2022, this year, this is the year of judgment and justice. And just be mindful of what matters you take into your own hands. Because trying to work against the enemy, instead of understanding that you already won the war by simply just doing your own shadow work and healing, it's actually going to backfire and work against you. It's like a tennis ball. I know a lot of people are participating in all of this magic. And again, you do what you want to do, but I'm just, from what I saw, you throw that ball in their court, they're going to keep throwing it in yours. It's a never ending story or cycle. But these people have some tricks up their sleeve right now. There's a lot of trickster spirits. There's a lot going on right now too with like fairies. There was something else that I'm getting to. Fairies can be very tricky. They can be very sweet, naive, childlike, but they also can be tricksters. They will get you, especially if you make them mad. And for some people, your ancestors, you come from, a lineage where you have a lot of trickster spirits. And my last note is just, if you believe in God, you better make sure you call it on God and not just all these different ancestors and deities, because If in fact they choose to turn on you, you better hope God still knows your name. I'm gonna leave it at that. There was a bunch of stuff that just fell out. But victory is the card that really just stood here. And all these cards fell out to the side. So the way the card just fell out is, again, it's kind of like, don't worry about it. And that you can see envy is here. You see that. But victory fell out by itself. Clear. Victory is yours. The battle has already been won. But it's all based on what you see, how you see things. Can you recognize the envy within your family, within your community? First chakra, root chakra. Be very grounded and stable. Storm warning is here. There is a storm warning. And I feel like Spirit is saying right now, you need to hold on to your heart. Mend your own heart. You cannot be responsible for the heart of others. I'm literally hearing Psalm 91 in my head right now. Yeah, there's a lot of different things that's about to happen around you. And you're being shown the truth about a lot of different things, but there are still many things that are not as they seem. The angel of love is here. You need to think about things, like I said, from a place of grace and mercy. People try to frown upon forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean that you're weak. Forgiveness is for you. You're going to have to forgive yourself for allowing certain things, because I'm telling you, this spirit of narcissism and rejection, it's out here just running wild right now. The Tower, I'm sorry, the Moon and the Wheel of Fortune. When I cut this deck, this Moon here is bringing about a lot. Your ability to heal, do the shadow work and the healing, to recognize that it's time for you to shift your perspective about things, to let go of old programming, is what's going to shift this wheel. Not you participating in magic or going back and forth with your enemy. Victory is yours, but it's all about how you choose to see things. A lot of people are going through a major, like, third eye activation right now. And like I said, you're going to start to see the truth about friends, family, lovers, recognizing that maybe the family that you created, there's still a lot of karma around this. You're going to see the truth about all of this. And even I said earlier, even ancestors, passed on loved ones who had jealousy or envy. You have some passed on loved ones and ancestors, if they knew you in the 3D, they would hate you. I just feel like a lot of people right now are being really asked to tap into your higher self and ask yourself just how well do you know God, and how well does God know you? And this is not me trying to say that you need to, Bible told scripture quote, you believe in what you want to believe. I'm just saying, know where your true strength and power really comes from. Because a lot of things are going to work against you if you're not allowing yourself with this root chakra to be very grounded and stable. Really knowing exactly who and what you truly believe in. You cannot be shaken right now. I mean, it's like things are happening with the storm warning. You will be shaken, but it's like, who are you at your core? The door to personal healing and happiness is here. If you can survive this storm, and I feel that a lot of you will, you're going to be fine. You're going to go to a period where your heart will be open. But your heart has to be as light as a feather right now. But you also have to understand having boundaries. Your heart can be open, but know when to hold on to it. Because these energies right now, they're going to pull on your heartstrings for sure to get in. Friends, family, lovers, tricksters. That's the whole goal. Yeah, Knight of Cups. You got a lot of people coming in with offers. And it does not matter how much you know, how much money you have, where you've been, where you're going. You can face death. We all will face death at some point. In the 3D. Everyone, some people, you don't know whether you're immortal or not. And you really don't discover that until you've gone through a storm. Don't go out there trying to prepare for a battle, not really knowing how strong your armor is. I just really feel like somebody needs to hear that. Be careful thinking that you can be on the front lines when you really don't know how strong your armor is. And the same thing for a lot of your enemies. A lot of your enemies are foolishly on the front lines, ready to work against you, and they don't know that they don't have the right type of armor to be fighting you like that. Because when you fire back, or when God, your angels, guides, ancestors, when they fire back at your enemy, they have no protection. They don't know that. It's okay for them not to know it, but I don't want you to be caught without your armor.
Grand Rising Ghetto Child Clinic. Information man, much love and respect, dear. Hope all is well with everyone.
Because like I said, there's always someone bigger and tougher than you. Be humble. I hear a lot of people, oh, you don't know me in the spirit. You don't know my ranking. You don't know your ranking exactly either. And I hope that you know that there is someone that has a higher ranking than you. The Empress. Knight of Cups, the Empress. Yeah. Some of you are truly in your divine feminine power.
You know you're welcome, love. I hope you're well. How's the young one?
Energy. Even masculines are recognizing the divinity of the feminine energy right now and tapping into their feminine energy as well. Because it is the feminine energy that is going to embody the intuition, the wisdom, and the discernment that is needed right now to actually fight in a spiritual war. The Star. This is someone here who has fully gone through an ascension. Healing has fully developed. And as a result of that, the people who are working off of the energy of entities that has been powering their chariot, they are exhausted. They cannot fight against this type of light. But you have to stay in this type of light. Love, like I said, grace, mercy, forgiveness. That's why you have favor. And people who work with entities, demons, or whatever they're conjuring up, they're losing all of their power.
Hold on a minute, y'all.
It doesn't matter how strong.
I need to switch. Disconnected. I need to switch my device.
Bluetooth connection successful.
No matter how strong.
I need to switch. Disconnected. I need to switch my device.
In your divine feminine power and energy. Even masculines are recognizing the divinity of the feminine energy right now and tapping into their feminine energy as well. Because it is the feminine energy that is going to embody the intuition, the wisdom, and the discernment that is needed right now to actually fight in a spiritual war. The Star. This is someone here who has fully gone through an ascension. Healing has fully developed. And as a result of that, the people who are working off of the energy of entities that has been powering their chariot, they are exhausted. They cannot fight against this type of light. But you have to stay in this type of light. Love, like I said, grace, mercy, forgiveness.
My light irritate these demons.
That's why you have favor. And people who work with entities, demons, or whatever they're conjuring up, they're losing all of their power. It doesn't matter how strong these forces are against this type of light. Interestingly enough, you see this Queen of Wands is in the garden. She's not on a throne. She's in the garden. If you think about a queen or a king that can be out in the garden off their throne, please know and understand that for her to be out this freely, she's very much protected. Nobody's getting past this gate towards her. So whatever you're manifesting or you're working on and you're able to enjoy it right now, continue doing that. But you have to walk in that power and authority of knowing that people are very, very tired from trying to get past the gate. When people talk about, oh, royalty, if a queen is not on the throne and she's just out picking her own, that means that if you don't see people working for her or trust, they're very close to her. Everything is shut down for her to be able to enjoy this. That's the mindset that you have to have. Everything has stopped for you to enjoy your favor. But if you don't know that, you will be fooled by the enemy that's coming against you.
Do not be deceived.
It's really just a play on the mind. Yeah, but the cycle is over. The cycle of these demons, energies, entities, principalities trying to attack you from behind. It's already over. We saw that. See here? A lot of Leo, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy out here. But this is just a very feminine, divine being. If you look at this also too, if you look at the regular strength card, this person is comforting this lion. Once again, what I'm telling you is that the true nature of people is about to be shown to you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you let your guard down and you choose not to hold on to your own heart, the beast that you've nurtured could easily turn against you. A lot of people, body snatching is happening. People will be possessed by different energies and entities and will turn on you when you least expect it. Remember, be humble. This is a lion on the back of a sweet lady. It can harm her or him. Make no mistakes about it. You can be hurt and harmed out here if you're foolish. Don't be foolish. And people are going to be foolish and take the risk to try and work against you, only to find out that they don't have the actual power and strength to do that. It won't stop them from trying it. This is already over. The wheel of fortune is here. It's split. It's over. Whatever someone's plan is for you, it's over. But they're going to come back and try to get you to mend whatever this cycle is. There's a cycle here for a lot of people. It has been broken. But if you go back into so for instance, a lot of people, maybe you've been like cutting cords. You can cut cords a million times, but if you still allow someone to come back in emotionally, energetically, spiritually, it doesn't matter about how many cord cutting ceremonies or rituals you do. This is you learning how important it is for you to leave certain things out and to leave it out for good. Make it a permanent ending. These different energies, as I said before, they are so upset that they don't get to come with you to this new cycle or chapter because you've closed it out, and they don't get to be in your garden with you, that they are willing to attack you. And they've already exhausted all of their options. They're very tired, but they're still going to try. People around you are not showing their hand.
They never do.
Don't show yours either. King of Swords, yeah. You got a lot of people wearing a very brave face, being very logical and analytical about how they're going to approach you to try to turn this wheel to have a new beginning with you. People know that you're awakened. For some of you, these are people who are lovers, twin flame soulmates. They refuse to get on this path of this journey with you. The person that you loved, right, is coming in now to attack you because you are in your own power, divinity, and your truth, and they didn't do the work. So now the goal is to make sure that, like I said, when the foundation cracks beneath all of us, that they can come in and bite you once again. This is not just lovers. The lovers to me is anyone. This is you just choosing your purpose and to walk alongside people who share the same energy as you.
What's up, Brother Charles? How
This
you
is
doing
friends,
this morning?
family, lovers, co-workers, or whomever. People that you thought you could trust, people that you've tried to help, comfort, be loyal to, and committed. Their nature is, some people's nature is changing, and then for some, it's not that the person, their nature is changing. They're being used by entities. It's not, like I said, it's not just a battle of flesh. Some people don't realize that there's a spiritual realm out there for real. They don't recognize that. So if you have the type of person around you who they don't believe that this is possible,
How you doing this morning, Charles? I hope you're well, love.
it's very easy for someone to conjure something up and use the one very near and dear to you to hurt you. That's why for some of you right now, you're not really being allowed to go to certain places or to let people around you. Because at any moment right now, with the veil being so thin, that person could be used to actually hurt you. And I'm not just talking about physically hurt. This is you letting someone in your home, or you going there and all of a sudden it's a terrible, terrible argument, and it can hurt you or trigger you in a way that before you know it, you're depressed. You're hurt. You're feeling wounded. That puts you in a position to easily be attacked by the low vibrational energies that are being sent to you. That's how the enemy will work.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
Knight of Swords. You need to quickly take action with something here. Yeah. But somebody is also quickly taking action at you. You just have to be several steps ahead. And someone's going to be very disappointed for taking this risk. Like I said, it's like the victory is yours because this high priestess here, you've already peeled the layer back. You're looking behind the veil. The regular high priestess, you're not seeing things in just black and white and basing it off of just the knowledge that you have alone. You're actually looking behind the veil. You're doing the work yourself. You're not just walking around saying, well, I know about the underworld. You're actually walking through the underworld. You're seeing everything for yourself. You're not just talking about it.
I'm about it.
As a hierophant. But there is justice being served here for a lot of spiritual connections. High priestess, hierophants, justice, karma, the spiritual judges, the world. Something is completely over in death. Something is complete. A lot of people will have to submit to death. Transformation. You can't do anything but surrender to it. And only the strongest will survive. There's a clear division here. I've been saying for the longest, like, people who have been getting, walking around with light wands on the buddy pass, they're losing that access. You don't get to walk around on the gold paved streets of that a light worker, a healer, someone of love and light gets to walk on when you're dark. There's a division being made here. Clearly, you have the judgment and the tower. It's like this is a universal shift that's happening. And people will have to retreat away from those who are healing, who are of the light and doing the work. Their light has been knocked out. The people who have been traveling, going within or trying to pretend that they're going within to heal, the time has run out because the light is out. See, these people, a lot of people have been latching on to you, most likely. And some of you have been doing this to other people, maybe knowingly or unknowingly, whichever. No judgment here. Everybody just needs to get in alignment. You can't use the light anymore. You have to go and find that fire for yourself to do the healing. You can't just watch a tarot reading to get the answers. You have to actually do the work.
That's right.
Something good is coming in though. With the Emperor, the Sun, Knight of Wands, and the Temperance. This is a very, very balanced, structured type of energy. Some of you, there's a brand new beginning here because you're no longer falling for the illusions. For some of this is like a divine counterpart type of situation. Someone is coming towards you. I'm also getting here specifically for some people, if you've had a friend, a family member, a lover, especially like a divine counterpart who's been under some type of attack, that's all about to be reversed. Because if you see here, like somebody here, it's like a person is drinking from this cup, which clearly has them doing something crazy if he's on the horse backwards. But this horse is much bigger and more powerful than this knight. This horse will still get this knight to where he has to go, even though he's not facing the right direction. The horse still can make sure that this knight gets home. So for some of you, it's like you could be dealing with a person and they've been under some type of illusion. They drank the poison.
They drank the Kool-Aid.
Unfortunately, they could have been tricked into doing it. They may still come towards you. There is hope here for some of these situations. As this negative energy is eclipsed out and these entities are no longer able to have the power and the control that they've had, you have a lot of masculines, especially, who were always chosen, who are going to be able to come in. But look at how this, on this sun card here, this child is on this horse. If you just look at these cards, there's a lot of masculine energies, especially, who are about to be forced to level up. Because if you think about it, in the very beginning, you have the feminine who is fully in his or her full power, in essence, fully controlled, healed, ready to take on the world. You have the masculines who were chosen to truly be the counterpart to the Empress. Some of them lost their way, but they're still coming in. They have no other choice. It's part of their mission, their contract. Some of them really have just been under influence. Some of them, it could be actual influence, addictions or whatever. But if they were always chosen to take this path, some of them at the last minute, they're going to make sure that they're able to meet you halfway. On this Temperance card, this person has both feet in the water, meaning there's not one foot in and one foot out. This is someone who is fully immersed in their journey. Understand it. Like, this is not someone who's looking to figure out how to balance something. This person, this angel, this Temperance angel is resting, relaxing, because they've already found what it takes to actually be an emperor.
You got to go within, my love. You got to do the work. It works if you work it, but you got to work it.
Empress. Someone here is resting in this state of mind of knowing that they're chosen, knowing that they're a divine counterpart. But this takes power.
I am that I am. I am.
Discipline, structure, knowing exactly who you are, being authentic. And that makes the person more powerful. So again, somebody here has been under some type of influence, has been used by something to attack a person. I feel like there's been a heavy attack for sure. I don't know why. Specifically on like the Divine Feminine Collective. Because I do know why. Because as we shift into this, like this new earth, as this paradigm shift happens, as this shift in just the overall consciousness happens, it is the divine feminine's energy and essence and power that is leading everything. Because again, that is the intuition, the discernment. That's what's needed to make this shift actually happen. So the lower vibrational energies or entities are working against anyone really who is in.
When you do that shadow work, go within, as I always say, get centered, know thyself, know who you are, know that the kingdom of heaven is within, that the Most High is always with you because he is in you and you in him. That you have divine protection against these evil attacks. Call on Archangel Michael, your ancestors. I should say, don't call on all of them. I know mine with me, my parents, my mother and my father, they with me all, and my grandmother. That's why I don't worry. What good is it going to do you to worry? If you worry, that means you don't have faith. You fear. False evidence appearing being real. You got to have faith. The substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You have to know, believe that it's already so. And it is. You have to speak. You speak things into existence, my loves. I keep telling you this. Your thoughts, what you hold in your heart, in your spirit. You choose to dwell in darkness, and that's what you're going to get, darkness. But if you choose to walk in the light, spread love, that's what you get back. You get back what you put out. You do good, you get good. What goes around comes around.
But if who's discerning, who's a light worker, who's pushing love and light. But some of these people have been turned away from people that they love because they've been like possessed or used by the devil, because they just didn't know. You can't fault a person for not knowing what they don't know. So this is why a lot of the trauma bonds and the codependent relationships, all the karmic relationships are all being like broken apart right now. But there is hope, because for some people, you had a person in your life who was being controlled by someone else, like a puppet almost. This energy is leaving. So this person that you loved, cared for, nurtured, that could have turned on you at some point, attacked you, this may not have actually been that person. This was this person being used by something that has been conjured up in an effort to scare you and to break you down mentally so that you would give up on your mission. The good thing is that for some of you, if you've known how to pray, fast, meditate, do whatever works for you, this person's going to gain their strength again. Some of you also, the things that have been sent to you, and I just said this the other day, some of these demons or entities or whatever, they respect you. They're literally going to be able to work for you. And you have some of these older masculine-like energies that are very, very upset, but also impressed. And then some of you have these masculine ancestors too, or passed on loved ones who are just like very, very shocked that a person actually thought that this will work against you. There's a huge awakening of the masculine energy right now. And I think the full moon, the last full moon was in Aries. A lot of masculines are getting a lot of karma for what they've done to divine feminines. And some of them are awakening and they're going back to make amends. But it's interesting because a lot of people's like male ancestors and past on loved ones have been there to protect them because they watched this happen, these attacks. And I don't know why tonight, like this energy of some people's ancestors have even been used to work against them. And I feel like now even these ancestors are like, wait a minute, what are we doing? Like the wires have been crossed. Yeah, the hangman. People are becoming very enlightened about the foolery that's been going on. Some of you, this stuff has been going on, like, I don't know, since August, July. You have the chariot. Isn't this crazy? You have the chariot out here twice and the strength card. There could be a strong Cancer out here. Leo doesn't have to be. But these 4 cards, this lion is out here. This is some type of beast. This is an entity of some sort that has been like conjured up, I feel. It was instructed to do something against you. I feel like this was something that was instructed to go against you, to hurt you, harm you, break you down mentally, physically, energetically, spiritually, so that you would not make it out of this cycle. And whoever has conjured this stuff up to send it your way, for some of you, it is like generational hexes and curses. it's in your lineage. It's like it's something even in your bloodline that you had to heal. You've had to battle against something here. For some of you, is something that's been conjured up. It has been sent to you by like a twin flame, a soulmate, or a karmic family member, or whatever. But whatever this is, I will say it got out of control. It got out of control. If someone purposely conjured this up, they can't control it. The entity itself is tired of doing the work. It's and also just depending on you being very balanced. Like I said, no demon or spirit can work if you don't give it the power to. This is good though. I mean, it's like you made it through the fire. Queen of Pentacles just came out. I feel like you're receiving some type of reward in some way. Being grounded and stable is going to allow you to have something tangible. It's an opportunity. It's a reward. It's some type of recognition. It's going to be given to you. The reading that I did earlier, I was talking about expansion, celebrations. You have something tangible, a job offer, a proposal, a relationship. It's a good news of a brand new solid beginning that's coming. Yeah. And for some of you, it is a partnership that's coming in. The Tower, there's universal alignment that's going to happen. The King of Cups, like I said here, this person who got bit by the bug is going to get themselves together, and it's still going to come towards you. It's taking them some time because they somehow got off course. It was for some people too, and this is why you have to practice grace and mercy and forgiveness. Sometimes if a person gets off course, it's not because they wanted to. If you got, some of these people, honestly, they've been trying to protect you, but they were fighting up against the beast. You have to still know that, wow, yeah, some of you, you have a person that was trying to actually protect you. Their safety was compromised when this beast came against them. And the way that you're able to break this person free from being attacked by the same thing that was attacked by you is for you to not hold this against them. Because for some, there's genuine love here. Could be a friend, family member. A lot of you, it's a lover. But you have to be discerning enough to see. There maybe everyone is not actually against you. I feel like somebody here, somebody lost control. Like I said, it's different for everyone. For some, you have a person that they did this to you. They did something to you, possibly with magic or manipulation. They conjured up something and they lost control. I don't feel like they meant for it to go this far. They still have to pay their karma for it. But then on the other hand, some of you have a person that actually is suffering because of what was sent to you and them trying to get in there to protect you. Wow. So you have to be discerning, very discerning, when this energy comes back towards you. Page of Pentacles. Somebody's like doing backflip trying to hold on to this offer to give to you. Yeah, I'm telling you, somebody was trying to stand up for you. However, this person may not have been that awakened. They didn't know exactly how to combat all of this stuff that was happening. But someone here has become balanced now, which is the reason why whatever this entity is that's trying to attack you, it's not as successful because like somebody, I don't know, like someone did something to your protection or your discernment. but something has been tempered again, or you're needing to temper yourself to be balanced so that this energy, it can't work against you. But this really does feel like some type of manipulation that has purposely made something around you change, because it's something here that, like the feminine and masculine energy, like you had a person around you that could have this beast in them, but at some point you could trust it. The really ugly side of somebody came out, but it seems like that was done by manipulation. That's some people's story. That's the strongest. It's like somebody around you. It's like somebody around you, like they were giving somebody else's energy. Like someone made someone tap into like their darkest energy on purpose. You know, because everyone has that beast within them. We all have that darkness in us. But someone made someone's darkness come to the surface to work against you. This is, you know, that storyline that's been coming out for a long time, where you could have a person from your past who wanted you to think that, you know, you would never have love, or there would never be a person there to love you or to protect you. Once you discovered, you know, a lion is a very majestic type of being, very prideful. But it seems like, you know, obviously a lion can't hurt you, but it seems like you had a beast of a person that was actually very loyal to you, who was there to protect you. And it seems that someone unleashed something to make this lion turn against you. This could have been spell work, love work. This could have been a karmic, you know, feminine who did this to you. Or it could have been, you know, a masculine that did this to a person if you moved on to a new relationship. Take it however it resonates. But someone here, they did something to control the mind of this beast, to make this beast turn on you. That was done on purpose, to make you feel helpless and defeated.
Thanks.
It's like a story here. It's like somebody saw you in the garden, going back to like that Queen of Wands, tending to your sunflowers, being in the garden, being happy, being carefree, and someone wanted to quickly come in and send an attack towards you. But this attack came in the form of someone who was loyal to you, faithful, committed, who you loved. That was done on purpose, though. It was part of the attack, the plan. Because going back, someone here, a gifted person, this could have been a reader, someone in your family, if someone here was able to see your future, the happy family that you were going to have, the victory and the success, and they became very envious of the stability and the happiness that you were going to have, of this firm foundation. For some of you, again, this could have even been someone in your family, or even like a passed on loved one or ancestor who was upset that you were the one chosen to break some type of hex or curse, or this pattern. This brought about a storm. This is someone who is just extremely jealous and envious of the victory and the success that you are destined to have in your family, by healing your family or creating a family or whatever this is. Someone definitely had the insight and the awareness to see what was happening. And when they saw you have a little bit of peace in your life, they sent something to attack it. But this person here, like they don't have any more magic tricks to do. In your family, by healing your family or creating a family or whatever this is, someone definitely had the insight and the awareness to see what was happening. And when they saw you have a little bit of peace in your life, they sent something to attack it. But this person here, like they don't have any more magic tricks to do. This person has worn themselves out. Yeah, and they're facing judgment. Wow. This is crazy. Yeah, this person has to face judgment because you taking being an empress to the next level. You have a divine protector. Not only do you have this person that's going to submit to you once again, you have another person here. So you just leveled up even more. Some of you, this is someone's wife, a baby mother, or it could even be a mother who is responsible for all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Empress came out with the judgment. I feel like someone is facing karma and judgment because of what they've done to you. But this definitely could have been like a karmic person. Like I said, this could be someone in your family, a sister, mother, an aunt, an elderly woman. This could be the wife, girlfriend, baby's mother of a masculine that you're dealing with. Take it however it resonates. Because this Empress here, although to me, this is very positive, and I'll see this as a divine feminine, like the ultimate divine feminine. For some of you, there's a woman who has been in your energy who's a real shapeshifter. Or this person has been sending some type of shape-shifting like energy towards you. Maybe even to make your own masculine turn against you. To attack you. To try to break some type of connection. The whole goal was to just break a connection. For some of you, this was something that needed to be broken, especially if this was a person that you, like your actual counterpart that did this to you. It was supposed to be broken. Like I said, there's a lot of, take it, the story how it resonates for you and your situation. For some of you, if your counterpart did this to you, it could have been because they were trying to sabotage. It could have been a false person who wants to be your counterpart, and they're trying to sabotage you because you have a real counterpart coming in and they were able to see this.
Mm-hmm.
But for some of you, your counterpart turned on you because they were under the influence of another person. Someone they were in a relationship with, or someone in their family.
Now this motherfucker here, he know I got a real divine masculine coming in. That's why he want to try to start chaos and confusion.
Who didn't want them to come towards you. So it forced this person to turn into this beast against you. For some of you feminines, you have a feminine in your energy, in your family even, who has sent something out or conjured up something to make you feel like you would never have love, to turn your one true love against you.
Yeah, that's what this motherfucker be trying to say. Oh, you'll never find another man that's gonna treat you like I treat you. I do what I do for you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say. When you do stuff from the heart, you don't talk about it no more. But see, then the time people that do shit so they can bring it back up and throw it in your face later on. You know what I'm saying? Try to keep your bind to them.
Queen of Pentacles, Page of Wands. I feel like, again, be practical, be humble, be stable, secure in yourself. You have an energy of someone around you who's very immature. They is unable to really see their ways. And again, I don't know, I'm still getting something here about fairies. When I see this Page of Wands, like someone who's just very, very childish. They don't realize that they're being very childish. But with the sun being here, this is still someone, for some of you, they are a light being. They're very wise, but childlike at the same time. But for sure chosen. Yeah, very wise, the Hermit. May be hard to recognize that. Don't judge every book by this cover. Page of Swords. The The Lovers is here. And somebody here just wasn't able to get it together. Like they refused to become this strong masculine that they should be in order to stand by your side. And now, because of whatever they've sent out is coming back on them, attacking them, it's forcing them to go within. But some of you now, it's like you're still making a decision to move forward. It just depends. Like I said, for everyone, it depends. This could be anyone, but whoever has been out here practicing things in the occult or super religious and trying to force you to bend your will or take away your free will or whatever, they're lost right now because no one is listening to this person. This Hierophant does not have an audience. There's nobody listening to this Hierophant. The Hierophant usually is talking to other people, sharing wise counsel. Nobody's listening to this Hierophant now. It's like lights out. Because people are looking at this Hierophant saying this person is childish, and they can't even recognize that they're childish. This person is so controlling and like competitive and such a trickster. Like people are realizing that this person, their approach to going about things and the way that they use their gifts to try and sabotage people is not cool. This person has stepped on a lot of people. So yeah, look at this. This person does not show all their cards. This person hides. This person is also someone here who I feel has been hiding the fact that their stability, security, and other things in their life is completely out of control. This person has lost control of things in their life. And because things in their life is out of control, someone here was, I guess, trying to go towards like a divine feminine. That plan completely fell apart. Not because of the fact that maybe this person has lost things in life, their stability and security, but because due to their loss, they thought that they could control a divine feminine who was fully in his or her power. Yeah. And this person started to work for the devil. This person became the devil and became very obsessed with the high priestess. I don't feel like this person was always like this. But the devil here has been captured. And to me, these people here who have captured the devil, they were once chained by the devil. Now, this could be people now who have it out for this person. And I feel like it's this Hierophant. They have it out for this person. And they could become like the devil themselves, or they could just be trying to do the good for humanity and just get rid of this person because they're tired of this person using magic to try to hurt other people. Yeah, someone here is taking a real blow for the actions that they've taken using magic. Someone here definitely was using magic to try and, I feel, stop somebody that was coming towards you who was going to offer you stability and security. The person who was coming towards you to offer you stability and security may not have been completely planted on solid ground, but they were working through some things. You have this Emperor here who felt like this person shouldn't be coming towards you because they felt like they were the Hierophant. They feel like, well, I've been through life. I've done things. Why do you want to be with this new person? You need to just be with me. And because of their way of thinking, that it's okay for them to take your free will away from you, instead of allowing this person to come into your life and leave you alone, they decided to send something in to attack you. Most likely, this person who was coming into your life, someone here decided to send something, some type of negative energy out to make this person actually turn against you. This backfired, though. It backfired. Because whoever this person is that did this phony crap in the background, you're still most likely not going to deal with this person. You're still going to end up forgiving whoever the person is who is truly for you, because God is going to reveal to you that somebody did something to you under an influence that they were unaware of, but God is going to make that clear to you, that there's somebody in the background who orchestrated all of this. Yeah. King of Swords, yeah. Somebody here, it doesn't matter how much money they have, their resources, or anything else. they will meet death. They will have an ending. And the Queen of Swords is here because you stood your ground. You're analytical, you're logical about this situation, you're grounded, you're seeing through the illusions. You're still going to have the option to go towards the King and Queen of Wands, your twin flame, your true divine counterpart. That's the reading. I mean, there's a lot of messages in there, y'all. It's late, so it's a lot of stuff. But seriously, it's different situations in here. I feel like it's like 5 or 6 different situations that I was able to pick up on in this reading. You're gonna have to figure out which one resonates with you. Just as a recap, like I said, for some of you, you have a person that wanted to really bend your free will from your past. This could have been someone who was meant to be on the path with you, who wouldn't get themselves together. They saw your life and became envious of it. This could have been a friend, family member, but for a lot of you, it was a lover. And when they saw you moving forward with somebody else, they conjured up some type of negative spirit to make this very powerful person that's either in your life or coming into your life to somehow turn against you, to attack you. This person stood in the background and was trying to watch this destruction happen, hoping that it would kind of knock your light out. I talked about this in a recent read. Somebody wanted you to be knocked off of whatever high horse you were on because they wanted to be able to force you to conform to their thoughts and their beliefs, because this person wanted to continue working for the devil. And that's what they wanted you to do. For some of you, I'm just, like I said, recapping. For some of you, this is something in like your family. It's in your bloodline. There was something laying like dormant within you. And as you started to heal, you had to clear this like narcissist or whatever this entity is that has been holding on to you within your family. It was like an ancestral type of thing. You had to clear that out to really be in this high priestess, empress like energy. There was something generational, like a curse that you had to break. You could have had a masculine or a feminine in your family that was just very dark, very mean, very nasty. For some of you, this is someone's wife, baby, mother, sister, or somebody else that was just very jealous of a person coming towards you. They unleashed or conjured something up to come against you. This is someone who's just crazy and obsessed with you. Could be someone that you don't even know. For some of you, this is a woman in your own family that's extremely jealous of you and does not want to see you have love. This could be someone who's living or could have passed on, who is, jealous and envious of the fact that you were chosen to have this victory and success. And either they don't have it if they're living, or if they've passed on, they didn't have an opportunity to have it. Again, of course, this could be a friend, a coworker. It's for some of you, this is someone close to you, though. They know you well. And they've unleashed things in your life to cause destruction. And the goal was to sit back and to watch you be destroyed. And for some, if this is a masculine, this person wanted to watch you be destroyed, to lose hope and faith in having love. Somebody wants to ruin, like destroy your heart chakra here so that they could come back for the heart of yours that they want. Somebody, they just didn't want you to go through the door to personal healing and happiness. Because by doing that, they cut this energy out just instantly. This person they don't have any ties to you if there is no more trauma bond. By you closing the wound, they can't connect to you. And they're upset. This is a narcissist, an extreme narcissist. So, like I say, guys, very late night reading. I feel like this reading was packed with a lot. Take from it what you feel applies. Always go within so that you never go without. I feel like the angel of love is assisting you. Just know that. I don't know. Kipper, me and Kipper, we get along sometimes, but not too often. I'm just not a huge fan of some of these oracle decks. But you have unexpected income here in the house. I feel like there's just unexpected blessings I feel coming to your house, your dwelling. I'm hearing, and your dwelling could be your physical home. Some of you could be inheriting a house, you could be getting a house, but I feel like just your mind, body, spirit, soul. Like you have, when I see unexpected income, there's a gift, there's an offering that's coming to you. For some, it's just a peace of mind. Oh, a child. Okay, child. It could be a child because for some of you, some of these ancestral, issues have been cleared. Getting rid of just some of this trauma and the issues that you've had. It's making space for you now to have a child, or a child can just be a brand new beginning. It's you returning to a state of being child, like your inner child can be free. This is returning to innocence and purity, just no longer having to worry about these issues, the challenges, and the obstacles that have been around you. Some of you, you've been going through issues since you were around the age of 18. Ever since you've been out on your own, it has just been difficult. And with unexpected income and house, it's like you're finally going to be given a gift of security, stability, a clear mind. And so I'm a baby, a new business, something good. And someone is going to be in despair about this because they are stuck. Someone is stuck. They cannot marry you and go into, this is all about you having some type of sudden wealth. You have a courtship that's going to lead to marriage and sudden wealth. Someone is in despair because they've been locked out. They can't come towards you. And this is all about a new beginning, the child. Some of you, you're meant to be married. You're meant to have a child with someone, have sudden wealth. This is a courtship that you have either in your life or coming into your life that is going to lead to the ultimate wish fulfillment here. And someone is in despair. Someone could actually go to prison for everything that they've done to you. Yeah, you have a message of concern here, but this message of concern is going to bring about change. Because you're going to get a message of concern about false people in the community, your friends, family, secret societies, cults, covens, or whatever, people who have been lying, being tricksters, doing things not just to you, but other people. This is coming to an end. And once you become aware of this, it's going to really, really allow you, I feel, to have a change in your life that's going to open you up to this brand new beginning, this sudden wealth, the unexpected income, good relationships. Pathway. Yeah, your pathway is being cleared. Anything else? Journey. This is all about your journey. Your journey, because of the toil and labor, everything that you've had to go through on this journey, all the times that you've had to go through death, transformation, and this rebirth, you're going to receive a gift. And the gift for a lot of you, it's a family. It's high honor. I feel strongly, unexpected income is this family, this high honor, this child, this marriage. I feel strongly that much of what many people have gone through, it had a lot to do with you just clearing things. Like it's an entity for some of you. And it has presented itself in many different forms through many different people in your life, especially people who have had to go through like narcissistic abuse. Some of you, there's just this same entity. It follows you. It jumps from body to body around you to cause you to have suffering and pain. And it's been blocking you. This is being cleared out. I feel like that whatever this was, though, it got really, really bad when you started to get much closer to God, when you started to really, really take yourself more seriously. This thing got out of control. Its obsession for holding you back got out of control because a lot of you have been through like a rapid ascension, like especially this year. You started to grow and understand and evolve and heal so fast that it's like this entity, whatever it is, it got so angry and upset and so obsessed with trying to hold you back that, I mean, it got out of control. But I do feel like this was something that was conjured up. And it could have been something like, again, like deep in your ancestry, like your bloodline. This could have been something. It seems almost like the energy that I get from this is, it's not a new energy. It's very old. For it to have this type of energy, it's old. Like, this could have been something conjured up from like past lifetimes. I had a reading about this like a few months ago where I was saying for some, you have like a past life soulmate or a twin flame that has possibly conjured up like a past life soulmate or something. Like, this is like a spiritual spouse, like the type of, like, a spiritual spouse that you're in a contract with that doesn't want you to have anybody. Everything in your life is being attacked by this spiritual spouse.
Exactly.
I'm not talking about like a god or that. I'm talking about an actual spiritual spouse, which is bad, really bad. Because it's like this is a contract that was
What's up, Just Jay? How you doing today?
rooted in something very dark. And because you don't want that for your life, it's doing everything to fight against you. But it's an entity, or whoever this person is that you were with in a past life, they're connected to some type of entity
Hmm.
of some sort. Like, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's a jacked up situation, but you won, or you will win. Um, I just looked over this that it says apology. Someone wants forgiveness, and then toxic family. The family dynamic may be toxic. So, like I said, for some of you, this is something in your family. You have here sundress, do it for you. Dragons, slay them all. Yeah. And justice is coming. Wow. You can always rewrite the story. That is so beautiful. I love that. I love that energy. Endings are inevitable. Yeah. Something here is just over. Justice is yours. People have called you a witch, but you were the person who was chosen to end all of this. You were the person chosen to slay all these demons and dragons. And you did this for you, and you did it also just for your family. It was a win-win situation. Unfortunately, you had to go through a lot, but the payoff, the reward is worth it. So you should be very proud of yourself, for anything and everything that you've had to overcome. So I love you guys very much. I'm gonna leave it here. It is 3:45 a.m. So, hi, my loves. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. I really hope that you are having a beautiful and an amazing day. It is 3:51 a.m., you guys, and I am up. I just finished doing a very, very um powerful like message. So many channel messages about these entities that are attacking the collective. And some of you, unfortunately, these are even entities in your family. Wow. As I just said, that the Seven of Swords and Ten of Pentacles came out. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. Um, so be sure to watch that if you have not. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for all of your continued love and support. You guys, I'm still just getting back in the groove of things since returning back after being gone for 3 months. So please be sure to turn on your post notifications to make sure that you are receiving notifications whenever I post. Okay. The Divine Feminine, the Empress, whether male or female, you do have something to celebrate coming here. A lot of what has happened to you was all a part of the plan. I'm just going to hop right into the message, you guys. Keep in mind that this is timeless, so whenever you hear it, it's when you're meant to receive it. Seven of Swords here. I feel like there's been a little bit of self-deception here. A lot of projection has created a lot of illusions around how you see. I'm here how you perceive success, how you perceive family, things like that, and you're coming out of it. Yeah, you're finally releasing here. Four of Pentacles here. Okay, some of you could have been in an energy. Wow, a lot here with family. Okay, it's like you have a beautiful family that's coming in, but you had to release, like I said, a lot of your illusions about family that had you kind of stuck in this sort of cold, detached type of situation. Some of you here, Somebody out here could be afraid about becoming a parent due to your own childhood. Someone here I'm hearing is very indifferent about having a family. Like, you want a family, you want love, but maybe you juggle oftentimes between, should you just focus on love or should you focus on money?
12,
But you're a little
12.
bit afraid to have both. This energy is being cleared out, or you're needing to clear this out. There's some kind of outdated self-limiting beliefs here that you're holding on to, that you want to try to, yeah, definitely. Family values here. What you've been taught needs to be addressed. But, oh, you've got something so beautiful coming in. Ten of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Lovers. Very fast moving energy here. As soon as you release something here, there's something in the past that you need to go back in and look at and reflect on it. As soon as you release it, boom. It's like you hit the jackpot. This is good. Really good. Endings and new beginnings. We're in Scorpio season, eclipse season. Old energy is being eclipsed out. New energy is coming in.
I'm Dr. Teresa Bullard, and this is Mystery Teachings. How do we find a perfect union between creativity and reason? The answer to that rests at the core of what enables us to create the life of our dreams. In this episode, we dive into the archetypes of the Empress and the Emperor. The Empress represents the mother archetype and our experience with mothering, nurturing, and emotions, while the Emperor represents the father archetype and our experience with authority, leadership, and logic. And he teaches us the value of reason. Together, they awaken the earthly feminine and masculine archetypes within us. These two archetypes are the same as the High Priestess and the Magician, only now they're expressed into more of a concrete world of experience and nature. In a sense, these two archetypes are like the Fool's earthly mother and father, and they relate to Father Sky and Mother Earth of ancient shamanic traditions. And they work together to bring forth new life. On the mandala wheel of the 231 gates, as it rotates clockwise to keys 3 and 4, we're continuing the descent down the left side of the wheel. And this descent teaches us how to master the physical plane. Our next step on the hero's journey brings us to the Empress. The Empress is an image of potential fulfilled. She's the High Priestess, but now she's been impregnated by the Magician. No longer the virgin, she's now an expecting mother. Everything about her suggests fertility and creativity. The Empress is an embodiment of Mother Nature. The roots of the name Empress originally mean she who sets in order. She represents the inner or the subconscious workings that establish order in the universe. She has control over all growth and development in the material realm. Now, the number associated with the Empress is 3, and 3 is about multiplication, increase, and generation. Now, numerologically, since 1 + 2 = 3, it hints that it's the union of the Magician, which is number 1, and the High Priestess, or number 2, that results in the Empress. So obviously, when male and female energies unite, they produce an offspring. Thus, 3 is the child of this union. Now, in Kabbalah, the number 3 relates to formation and production, or the organization, the structuring of things. This archetypal symbol represents the supernal triad, the Trinity, the 3 in 1 within the upper realms or the spiritual realms of life. As we look at the imagery and symbolism of the Empress, we see a regal woman sitting on a lush seat out in nature. She wears a maternity dress decorated with roses, and these roses are shaped like the symbol that we also find on the heart-shaped shield near her feet. This is the symbol of Venus. The Empress is an embodiment of the goddess Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, art, sensuality, and childbirth. And everything from the symbol on the shield to the heart shape, the luxurious cushions, the roses on her gown, the pearls around her neck, the crown of stars, the wheat growing around her, the beauty of being out in nature, all of this represents Venus. Now, the primary color for Venus is green, which we also see in the trees, as well as the wreath around her head, as well as on the shield with the Venus symbol. Now, this image depicts warmth and growth and fertility and even sensuality. It stands in stark contrast to the virginity of the high priestess. But remember that the stream that flows in the background of the Empress, which then runs down a waterfall and into a pool, that stream of water originates from the flowing robe of the high priestess. And this represents the stream of consciousness that flows through the whole deck. And here, the stream of waters, it all waters the garden of nature and it makes it beautiful and fertile. Now, the hair color of the Empress is blonde, which is similar to the Fool's, and it represents radiant energy. And notice also that the Empress has a crown, and on her crown are 12 stars. This symbolizes the zodiac and the cycle of the year. Her scepter also implies that she rules over her abode within nature. Her dominion is over the physical plane. But what is the Empress trying to teach us? Well, the Empress shows us how the union of masculine and feminine polarities generate all of creation. She embodies the powers of reproduction, regeneration, and renewal. As Mother Nature, she not only represents the feminine aspect, but the whole of creation, everything that manifests in time and space. Nature provides all.
Now y'all getting that symbolism. Mother Nature, the Empress, Gaia, Mother Earth.
Heavens to the earth. And within us, the Empress represents the functions of our subconscious mind that govern creative imagination. The subconscious receives the impulses, the images, and the words of power from the conscious mind, which is the magician. And through our conscious use of will and concentration, we implant these seeds or these ideas into the fertile ground of subconscious. As those ideas take root, they then go into a cycle of growth beneath the surface of our awareness. And at some point, those ideas will sprout and bring forth something new, some new life, an epiphany, a plan, an inspiration. Well, what are some other correspondences of the Empress? Well, her secret name or esoteric title is the daughter of the mighty ones. And the mighty ones are a reference to the supernal triad of the divine realm. The element that the Empress rules is the water element within the earth element. This is because she is Venus or Aphrodite. Now, as mentioned already, this goddess of love, Venus Aphrodite, rules everything to do with love, beauty, and creative power. But what else do we know about her from astrology and mythology? Well, Venus is known as the morning or the evening star, because depending on the orbit of Venus around the moon relative to Earth, it's either the last star to fade as the sun rises, or it's the first star to be seen after sunset. Venus corresponds also to the ancient Egyptian goddess Hathor, who presides over childbirth and is a goddess of art and dance and music, beauty and love. And legends say that men easily fall in love with her, and she loves the sensory pleasures of good food, good drink, good sex. And she has this tendency, though, to overindulge in these things. In astrology, Venus rules Taurus and Libra, as well as the second house of material possessions and the seventh house of
You talking about good sex? Shit, I need some good sex.
partnerships. Now, depending on where she is in your natal chart, she represents your values, whether it's valuing wealth, romance, friendship, status, or something else. Venus is all about pleasure and reveals what we're attracted to or what we desire. Other key words and qualities associated with the Empress is to nurture, support, care, have warmth, beauty, abundance, nature, fertility, and growth. They call her the door of life, which is basically the womb. The Empress helps us to understand the mysteries of birth, as well as merging imagination with reality. Anytime we want to bring more joy, more love into our life, or more fertility, we can call upon the Empress. Now, the strengths, again, are the balanced expressions of this archetype. They're the pure way in which this archetype is meant to express itself in our lives. But when we distort or block or have too much or too little of these qualities, they create weaknesses and shadow aspects of this archetype. So some of the ways that might show up within us and the things to watch out for include being conceited, being barren or unfertile, being possessive, any kind of failure to merge our creative principles for prosperity, maybe because we have a disbelief or we have doubts in them. Also, anytime where we're feeling unattractive or a lack of femininity, a lack of joy, not feeling appreciated, all of these are weaknesses within the Empress. Could be also dwelling on any of the pains of the past rather than moving on or holding on to that pain. Being so focused on others that you neglect your own self-care, or feeling drained and emotionally barren because of that. As we recognize and acknowledge which weaknesses and shadow aspects might be showing up in us, we tell ourselves the truth about that. That's when we can then start to transform it. And a big part of that spiritual alchemy is transforming the shadow into light. That happens by directly facing it and then revealing the gifts and the gold hidden within the shadow. So as we bring the shadow to light, the Empress helps us to establish ourselves in relationship with others in a harmonious way. And she's the part of us that knows how to create what we need and want. She encourages us to take time to nourish ourselves and others, as well as to heal any kind of family relationships that need healing. She also awakens the creator within us. And she helps us with letting go of any need to control and to just allow and be. And she directs us towards creation rather than destruction. Now, some other benefits gained by working with the Empress include helping us to illuminate various potentials within our life. And she encourages us to believe in the impossible, because nothing is impossible. How does the Empress show up in our life here and now? Well, think of the times when you've either been or encountered the Empress in life. For example, as children, the Empress reflects our relationships with our own mothers or other maternal figures in our life. Now, the other way that the Empress shows up in our life is through our use of creative imagination. She's the part of our subconscious that receives the impressions and suggestions given by our conscious mind, and our subconscious then takes these in, gestates upon them, and in time gives birth to new creative ideas and forms. Now, the more you come to recognize her influence in your life, the more it will also help you to connect with and awaken to one of your parallel lives where the Empress is the dominant archetype. What might our parallel life be like under the archetype of the Empress? Well, in times past, she would have been the queen or the lady of the house. Her main roles were in warm hospitality, sociability, beautification, and running a household. But as for more contemporary examples, well, an obvious Empress is a mother, whether she's a mother of her own children or a mother figure for a community. But she must also learn that true love requires boundaries. And one of her greatest challenges is to find the balance of caring for herself as much as she cares for others. Possible careers might include nurturing professions like being a nurse, a doctor, or a healer. Or her connection to nature might also drive her towards farming or landscaping, gardening, or even veterinary work. Or her sense of beauty and creativity might get channeled into being an interior design or a fashion designer or being an artist or a high-end chef. And by working with the Empress and invoking her energies into your life, you too can awaken your creative imagination and love. Let's work with one other archetype and meet the Empress's mate, which is the Emperor. The Emperor is a father archetype of masculine authority. He represents the masculine in the same way that the Empress is a symbol of the feminine. The Emperor's main functions are to define, to produce, to invent, to generate, to build, and to protect what's his. He relates both to authorship and authority, and he's therefore a father figure, a leader, or a head of government. Now, the roots of the name Emperor means he who sets in order, very similar to the Empress. Now, he rules our conscious abilities to reason and to analyze situations, to problem solve, and to face life's challenges head on. Now, the Emperor is ruled by number 4, and 4 is a very multifaceted number. It represents stability, hard work, building foundation, especially with the 4 elements. And it gives us the 4 laws of physics that order this universe. It's through reason that these are accomplished, which suggests that there's an intelligent mind behind the establishment of those laws. Now, as we look at the symbolism of the Emperor, the first thing to notice about the Emperor is that he is clad in armor, yet he's crowned and sitting upon a throne. He's the quintessential warrior king, and his throne symbolizes material wealth, power, and authority. Now, the color of the Emperor's throne is gray stone, and gray is the color of wisdom. It's a perfect union of black and white, so it's all about balance. Also, his long gray-white beard shows his experience and wisdom, and it relates him to something we call the Ancient of Days, or the grand architect of the universe. Now, decorating the throne are ram's heads. This is a symbol for Aries, or the god of war. We can see that he's holding 2 objects, which both indicate leadership. One is a scepter, and the other is an orb. The orb represents dominion or rulership, while the scepter is shaped as a modified symbol of Venus, the symbol of the Empress. This reveals that the Emperor's active power to regulate is really about us controlling our use of mental images and creative imagination. It's about directing those powers towards higher visions and purpose. This symbol of the scepter also resembles the Egyptian Ankh, or the symbol of eternal life. Now, the main color of the Emperor is red, like the color of his outer robe, the color of Aries and Mars. And also surrounding him is a sky of red-orange, which the mountains behind also reflect. And this is said to be the color of the sun exalted in Aries. And it has to do with this active fire or yang type energy. But the Emperor's inner robe is blue, the same color as the High Priestess's outer robe, relating to the water and the subconscious root of matter and mind. Now, behind the Emperor is a mountain, and also is the stream of consciousness that flows from the High Priestess's robe. Notice also how his eyes are looking to the side. This hints at the function of sight, which rules vision, inspection, watchfulness, vigilance. examination, analysis, and inquiry. Now, when we put him next to the Empress in their numerological order, we can also see that the Emperor is looking in her direction. Why might that be? Well, because he loves her. What he does for her. And she represents the good in his life. And together, they make things happen in the material realm. But what's the Emperor trying to show us? Well, he's a man on a mission, driven by a vision for establishing order and success in his kingdom, which is his physical world. His vision is guided by reason and insight. Yet to fulfill it, he must push the boundaries. More often than not, that means going against the mainstream opinions and norms that like to keep things how they are. Thus, he's likely to meet resistance from others as he pursues his vision, and he needs to be ready to fight for what he believes in and to put his strategy into action. So fortunately, he is protected by his armor of truth and sovereignty. The Emperor's secret title or secret name, he actually has two of them. There's the Son of the Morning and Chief Among the Mighty. Now, as the Son of the Morning, it's a reference to Venus, the morning star, or the Empress. And as Chief Among the Mighty, it relates to his power and leadership. Now, the element of the Emperor is fire. And this relates to the astrological correspondence, which we've said already is Aries. Now, Aries is an active fire sign embodying force and power. It's the first sign of the zodiac, and therefore it's ambitious, assertive, and conquering. And the god Aries is depicted in the forms of an emperor, a warrior, an explorer, or a soldier of fortune. Now, Aries people tend to be explorers whose curiosity and initiative are always on the forefront of human experience. And Aries has the ability to make things stable and solid and secure for themselves and others. In the positive expression, Aries is unique and inventive. But in the negative, it can be egocentric, aggressive, and demanding. Now, in astrology, Aries is ruled by the planet Mars, and it rules the first house of self in the horoscope.
Absolute.
Other key words associated here are leadership, being a builder of things, being a doer, being a pioneer. Now, these strengths are the balanced or the pure expression of the Emperor archetype. But when those expressions become either too much or too little, they go into distortions and imbalances, which create the weaknesses and the shadow side. So some of those weaknesses and vices that we need to watch out for with the Emperor are an abuse of power, self-indulgence, being ungrounded, being disrespectful towards authority, such as becoming angry when somebody disagrees with us or challenges our authority. And being a controlling father figure would also be a shadow aspect of the Emperor, as is stubbornness and being unreceptive to others. As we acknowledge the shadow aspects and how they're showing up in us, which ones are showing up in us, we tell ourselves the truth about it. That's when we can start to go to work on these aspects in our life and transform them, to reveal the alchemy, to start that alchemical process within this archetype of our life. As we bring the shadow to light, some of the gifts that it reveals are exercising mind over matter, building something real and solid, being able to really give form and structure to our life, being energetic, imaginative, assertive, cultivating the life force to strive and succeed, having a clear-eyed view of reality, and developing concrete plans and ideas and knowing how to make them happen. Also being outwardly directed and goal-oriented, and accepting responsibility for our actions. Now, some of the other benefits gained is that the Emperor helps us to really have a renewed sense of life and adventure. He encourages us to have devotion to the great work, to have greater initiative in our life, to access visions of the divine. And we can also work with it when we want to strengthen our connection to others. How does the Emperor show up in your life? Well, think of times when you've either been or encountered the emperor in your life. Now, as children, our fathers generally played the important role of setting our relationship with power and authority. Our father was our emperor as children. But as adults, we might also play out this dynamic with our male bosses or superiors at work. Now, anytime we own our power and our authority and we're not giving it away to others, that is the emperor in us shining through. Well, being in a position of leadership often comes with being criticized more harshly for our faults, and it often means holding other people's toes to the fire. So the emperor in us must cultivate a strong sense of self and put on a bit of armor so as not to be so affected by the attacks from others. The more you recognize him in your life now, the more that will also connect you with one of your parallel lives where the emperor is the dominant archetype. But what might our parallel life be like under the archetype of the emperor? Well, in times past, an actual emperor or king who was actively seeking to expand his empire would have hit the mark. For example, someone like Alexander the Great or King David. But a more modern example would be a leader of an organization. We could think of a CEO of a large corporation, or the general of an army, or the head of a program or division. Whatever his profession, he is a pioneer, a builder, and a visionary. Although he's learned the hard way that it's important to surround himself with people who are as strong as he is, especially the people closest to him, such as his collaborators, his partners, and his intimate relationships. He has a tendency to get bored or impatient with people that he feels who are not up to his standards of excellence, and he might lose respect for them. His biggest lessons have been in recognizing the potential within everyone and finding strategies to cultivate and empower them to rise to their potential. And throughout his life, he's known many successes and built wealth. He's risen to positions of authority and respect. And by working with the emperor and invoking his energies into your life, you too can awaken your facilities for leadership, reason, and authority. Join me again as we explore further into the 22 archetypes of tarot and how they can help us to make our big shift in consciousness. I'm Dr. Teresa Bullard. Thank you for exploring the mysteries of tarot and our multidimensionality with me in this episode of Mystery. I'm Dr. Teresa Bullard, and this is Mystery Teachings. How can we sharpen both our intuition and our discernment? Well, the answer is one of the keys to the path of initiation and our ability to integrate various levels of our consciousness. In this episode, we take a deeper dive into the archetypes of the Hierophant and the Lovers. These are the archetypal principles of initiation, communication, and relationships. If we were to align the hero's journey with the stages of development through our lifetime, we're now at the point where we're emerging from infancy and childhood into our preteen and teenage years. These early stages are vital in forming and reforming the foundations of our self-identity. So we're now moving beyond the initial stages of anchoring those most basic archetypes of masculine and feminine, father and mother, and are now entering into the beginning stages of our earthly lessons. The Hierophant brings us into the education of the hero, our whole reason for embarking on this journey of life. And this lesson is to learn, grow, and educate ourselves through the grand experience of life in the physical. And through this education, the Hierophant helps us to develop both knowledge and intuition. The Lovers represent our lessons of choice and making decisions, especially as we learn the dance of polarity and the experience of our world of duality, and we must exercise our free will. And these are really important stages of growth in our search for self-actualization and self-mastery. On the mandala wheel of the 231 gates, as the wheel rotates clockwise to keys 5 and 6, we continue the descent down the left side of the wheel. Our next step on the hero's journey brings us to the Hierophant. The word Hierophant is archaic to us. It comes actually from the Eleusinian mysteries of ancient Greece, dating all the way back to the 15th century BC. Now, the roots of the name Hierophant mean the revealer of holy things. He was the chief of the mystery school of Eleusis. Now, he oversaw the sacred rites of initiation in the classical world. He would also chant sacred words and symbols during the celebrations of the mysteries. And he's the initiate's guide towards sacred knowledge, insight, and wisdom. His main teaching to the initiate is how to develop our intuition and to tune in to our own inner voice of wisdom, to connect with what we call our inner teacher. Much of the ancient Greek mysteries were adapted also from older Egyptian mysteries. And many have ascribed the Egyptian god Osiris in his role as the priest king to the Hierophant, just as they've also related the young Isis to the high priestess. In the Eleusinian mysteries, both the high priestess and the Hierophant held equal rank. They were people chosen by their bloodline to fulfill these roles. In other words, they were inherited positions, kind of similar to those of royalty. Now, the Hierophant represents the active teaching element of what the high priestess is simply an embodiment of. And they both preside in temple settings, so their imagery is inside of a temple. This represents that the wisdom that's inherited is within everything. According to A.E. Waite, the Hierophant symbolizes all things that are righteous and sacred on the manifested side, meaning within the outer world of manifestation. Now, the Hierophant's key number is number 5. And number 5 is a number of mediation. This is because it sits in the very middle of the numbers 1 through 9. Thus, it represents things like transition, adaptation, intervention, and adjustment. The 5 can be seen as intellectual, communicative, and analytical. It deals with learning and education and communication. And in its positive expression, 5 can be very versatile, witty, quick thinking. But when it's in its negative expression, it becomes nervous, gossipy, and overly critical. And just as the number 5 is considered a number of mediation, so are humans considered to be the mediator between heaven and earth, between the divine and nature. And so this is a key concept of the mysteries, and it's embedded within many of the tarot archetypes. Now let's take a closer look at the imagery of the Hierophant. You see a man dressed as a high priest, and he sits upon a throne of gray stone between 2 pillars of the temple. His outer robes are red, representing the active masculine principle, while his inner robes are blue, linking him to the feminine high priestess. His sleeves and the accents are white, symbolizing enlightenment. He also wears a triple-tiered crown, and this crown has 3, 7, and 5 trefoils on each tier. Now, the number 3 represents the Trinity of Spirit. The 7 represents the 7 sacred planets, the 7 chakras, everywhere where you see the number 7 that shows up again and again. And then the 5 represents the 5 elements of earth, water, air, and fire, and the quintessence. Now, the Hierophant also holds a scepter with 3 crossbars at the top, resembling the same shape as the crown. And these represent having dominion over the physical, astral, and mental planes of creation. He's like the enlightened Hermes Trismegistus, who was called thrice great because he achieved the 3 parts of the philosophy of the whole world, meaning he mastered body, soul, and spirit. Now, Hermes had 2 main students, his son Tat and his star pupil Asclepius, who went on to teach and heal many. And like Hermes, the Hierophant has two monks or priests kneeling before him and attentively listening to his teachings. They symbolize the devotion of initiates of the mysteries. Now, their garments are decorated with the same flowers as we find in the magician's garden. The roses on the left represent desire, while the lilies on the right represent knowledge. This desire and thirst for knowledge are the two things that drive the initiate on the path of the mysteries. We also see a yellow-shaped Y on their garments, and this is a symbol for the yoke of union. These initiates are seeking to unite their personal consciousness with universal consciousness and to achieve union with the one true self. We also see at the Hierophant's feet are these crossed keys. These keys represent the unlocking of the mysteries, which these rest in the powers of the subconscious and the superconscious modes of awareness. Also notice that there are 4 circled X's on the carpet underneath the Hierophant's feet. These symbols are a symbol for Mahut, the physical kingdom of the 4 elements that is at the bottom of the tree of life. Now, the Hierophant's feet are grounded in the world of practicality, even while his head is crowned in the realm of divinity. So he truly bridges between heaven and earth. Now, we also see a checkered floor beneath the carpet, and this represents the world of duality and the principles of rhythm as well as polarity and the oscillation between those polarities. This style of floor is very similar to the things that we might see in some of the temples of the Western mystery tradition. And we also notice, though, that the pillars within this temple that are on either side of the throne, as well as the throne itself, are stone gray. And this gray color is the perfect blend of the opposites. It's the color of wisdom. So the Hierophant sits between these pillars in a very well-balanced position, aligned with the middle pillar of the tree of life. Now take a notice also at the crosses, the 3 crosses that are on the white sash that go down the center of the Hierophant. These represent the 3 crossbars on the tree of life. And as an initiate ascends the tree of life, they must ascend by way of these 3 crosses. With each next ascension level, we must attain a greater level of balance within ourselves and also sacrifice what no longer serves us. Now, there is a lot more symbolism embedded into this card, but the final thing that I'm going to point out here is the Hierophant's gesture. This is called the gesture of esotericism, and it means be still and listen. Hearing, especially with the inner ear or our clairaudience, is a key function of this archetype. This applies to listening to oral teachings from an outer teacher, as well as listening to your own inner voice or inner teacher. And this gesture is also a sign of blessing and benediction. So the Hierophant is reminding us that it's a blessing to be still and to listen to our inner guidance before we act. It's also a blessing to be taught the mysteries and to be initiated onto the path. And according to the doctrine, we're enslaved in a world of illusion until we receive the proper instruction that leads us to true freedom. But what is the Hierophant trying to teach us? The Hierophant wants us to learn how to walk a mystical path, but with practical feet. The Hierophant is the initiator. He instructs us and reveals the mysteries of life. But he also tests or challenges us so that we can grow and develop further as humans. Each initiation expands our awareness, but it also demands that we regenerate ourselves. Now, on the path of initiation, we must change our limiting beliefs, identities, and lifestyles in order to become more of who we truly are. And the biggest mystery of life that it presents us with is our own self. Thus, the Hierophant opens the gate for you to know thyself. Now, how do we know if an intuitive hit is coming from a pure source or not? The answer is revealed in the placement of the Hierophant, who helps us develop intuition. He comes after the Emperor, who helps us to develop reason. What this tells us is that while our intuition can go beyond reason, it should never override reason. Our inner voice will never tell us to do something stupid or immoral. It'll also never try to tell us what to do or try to take away our free will to choose. Instead, it'll help us to recognize the universal principles at play and offer teachings about these principles, but then it leaves it to us to choose. Now, learning to discern the difference between our true inner voice versus that of our ego or other voices is one of the ways that the Hierophant really tests us. Now, the Hierophant's teachings will highlight what areas of our personality or our life require attention and development in order to truly attain what we desire. Well, what are some other important correspondences of the Hierophant? Well, his secret name or his esoteric title is the Magus of the Eternal Gods, or sometimes just the Magus of the Eternal. His element is fixed earth, which relates to his astrological sign, which is the sign of Taurus. Now, if you look closely enough, you can even find the symbol of Taurus within the throne of the Hierophant. And a key attribute of Taurus is a steady, maintaining power. Taurus is the second sign of the zodiac, and it comes into being when the farmers are tilling the fields and planting the crops during the springtime. Taurus is fertile, sensual, practical, earthy, and materialistic. And Taurus loves to be surrounded by luxury and is primarily concerned with the accumulation of wealth and prosperity. But don't be fooled by Taurus's sensual and pleasant nature. They're known to be stubborn, as are all the four fixed signs of the zodiac. And when you combine this with Taurus's endurance and stamina, the bull can become a formidable foe when crossed. A Taurus is committed to putting both internal and external experiences into form. Thus, the Hierophant and the influence of Taurus is that part of us that knows how to directly apply the sacred that is within us into the outer world. Now, in astrology, Taurus is ruled by Venus, which relates to the Empress. And Venus also rules Libra and the second house and the seventh houses. Now, the key virtues of the Hierophant is that it gives us a balanced expression of authority, service, duty, and tradition. He strengthens our qualities of loyalty, greater understanding, having more fertility in life, the upliftment of the soul, freedom of beliefs, and kindness and compassion. Now, those strengths are the balanced or the pure expression of the Hierophant. But when any of those strengths go too much or too little, it becomes a distortion or an imbalance, and that creates a weakness. So some of the distortions that come in here with the Hierophant are where these strengths can really sour is when we see an abuse of power, or maybe too much self-indulgence or arrogance. Now, as we recognize where those shadow aspects are showing up within us and we acknowledge them, then that is when we can start to transform them and do the spiritual alchemy within how this archetype expresses itself in us. So as we bring the shadow to light, the Hierophant helps us to recognize our inner conscience that guides us to find meaning within an established order. He also teaches us to search for the spiritual or personal philosophy through the study of books, lectures, oral teachings, and service. So the Hierophant really helps us to find the value in spiritual traditions, not because of programming, but because we've questioned, we've thoroughly examined, and we've found personal resonance within them. Now think of some times when you've either been or encountered the Hierophant in your life. Now, as children, we may have reflected also on the big questions of life, such as, who am I? What's my purpose? And what's the meaning of life? All of these are the Hierophant stimulating us in our life. And even as adults, It could be any time that we're exploring our own inner world and devoting ourselves to our spiritual development and training. When we get in touch with our inner guidance and intuition, that's the Hierophant in us. And then the more you come to recognize it, the more it'll also connect you with one of your parallel lives where the Hierophant is the dominant archetype. And what might our parallel life be like under the archetype of the Hierophant? Well, obvious examples of the Hierophant archetype are as a priest or a headmaster in a spiritual tradition, like a rabbi or a guru, a Rinpoche, a bishop, or even the Pope or Dalai Lama. Now, in this life, we're a spiritual teacher in an institutional position, whereas the archetypes of the high priestess and the magician are more solitary in their operations. And this is a path for the upliftment of the soul. And another possibility is a guide who teaches and initiates others into the mystery school tradition. By working with the Hierophant and invoking its energies into your life, you too can awaken your inner teacher. Now, our next step on the hero's journey brings us to the Lovers. The Lovers is an image of polarity and choice. They deal with all matter of relationships. And in this choice, the Lovers, they represent a key decision that must be made on the hero's journey. And making the right choices requires discernment. So we could say that Key 6 is the message that the Hierophant has to give that guides us to the next stage, which is the victory in Key 7, or the Chariot card. After developing our intuition and connection to our inner teacher through the Hierophant, we must now listen to the messages received and then make the right choices as we apply this guidance in our lives. Now, the Lovers are ruled by number 6. And the main function of the number 6 is what we call reciprocation. 6 is a number that seeks balance, symmetry, harmony, and beauty. And in Kabbalah, 6 is the number of Tiferet, which sits at the very center of the tree. And this sphere directly connects with every other sphere on the tree except for one. So its function is to mediate, to exchange, interchange, correlate, correspond, and bring all the spheres into a harmonious concordance with each other. It represents joy, healing, kindness, and nurturing, all great qualities that we need for healthy relationships. Now, amusingly, there are only 4 types of beings in the tarot: man, woman, angel, and animal. Now, these characters may wear different costumes and play at different roles throughout the deck, but there really are only 4 basic types within this cast. All these figures show up together for the first time in the Lovers. Now, what does this tell us? Well, this key is about their relationship with each other. It shows how these different aspects of ourselves interact. The woman looks to the angel, showing that our subconscious is in touch with our higher self when we turn our attention in that direction. The subconscious is what receives the inspiration from the higher self that's needed to help us deal with our daily struggle. And this then gets transmitted to us through dreams, meditations, aha moments, when we're really relaxed, and the cycles also of our emotional states that rise up from the subconscious. The man, on the other hand, looks to the woman, which indicates that we must direct our conscious attention to our subconscious by actively turning inwards. Now, this is a big clue to how we achieve harmony between all our different levels of consciousness. It's also clear that this image is depicting Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Now, behind Adam is the tree of life, and its leaves are 12 flames, which link it to the 12 physical dimensions, as well as the 12 signs of the zodiac. And these represent different kinds of life expression into the physical. Behind Eve is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And the fruits of this tree symbolize the senses through which we perceive the world of duality. Now, these are assigned to the feminine because our senses are purely receptive. Our senses are what allow us to experience both the pains and the pleasures of this life. And we can overindulge in them and fall into the temptations of addiction, or we can cultivate them to embrace the forms of life, learn from them, and find the joy in the process. Now, when the woman, or our subconscious, is listening to the guidance of the angel, she's not swayed by the temptations of the serpent, and they remain in the garden of joy and bliss. But if she turns her attention away from higher guidance and gets hijacked by the lower instincts of our animal nature, that is when we fall into suffering. Now, the key lesson here is to keep our subconscious attuned to our higher self by actively turning our attention inwards, such as through meditation and dream analysis. And to do this, we must apply our will and discipline our conscious mind to focus its attention in this direction, which is the role of our masculine side. Now, the angel that's depicted here is said to be Archangel Raphael, the angel of healing and harmony, who's also associated with the number 6 and Tiferet on the tree of life. And the sun here rises above him, which is the radiant source of light that shines upon us. It's from the sun that we draw our life energy and the greater fire and light into our consciousness. This image also has a mountain in the background, which represents several things. Now, first, it's a symbol for the great work of self-actualization. And it's the mountain that we need to climb as we do that work. The peak of the mountain is also said to be the home of the gods, such as Mount Olympus. And it's also a symbol of pregnancy. It's a phallic symbol. So what are the lovers trying to show us here? Well, the lovers are teaching us about the Hermetic principle of polarity. It says, everything is dual. Everything has its pair of opposites. So this is the path of choice and discrimination, or discernment. And the lovers can help us to find our own true path in life. Now let's go through some other correspondences of the lovers. Their secret name, or their esoteric title, they actually have two. One is that they're called the children of the voice divine, and the other is the oracles of the mighty gods. Now, the element associated here is the element of air, which relates to their astrological sign of Gemini. Gemini is a mutable air sign embodying all kinds of communication skills. Gemini is the third sign of the zodiac, which comes into season as the weather's getting warmer, and people want to go places, they want to visit friends, they want to socialize. Gemini is very mental, active, and witty. It enjoys light and airy social contact and is very communicative. Now, Gemini symbolizes what we call the journey of the twins, and its symbol is the twins. We see this show up in stories like Hansel and Gretel, or Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy. And in Egyptian mythology, Gemini is sometimes personified by what we call the two Anubises, or the jackal-headed deities. The jackals have a keen sense of smell and are therefore associated with the principle of discernment. And there's a legend that says that once a soul passes into the afterlife and it stands before the gates of eternity, they will encounter these two Anubises standing guard. The first will turn to you and he will ask, "Have you found joy in life?" And then the other will turn and ask, "Have you brought joy to others?" And in order to be granted entry into the gates, your answer to both questions must be yes. Now, in astrology, Gemini rules the third house of communications and siblings, and is in turn ruled by Mercury, the magician. So here's some other keywords that are associated with the lovers. Well, first of all, there's love, which is obvious. There's also faith, devotion, being able to make good choices, having versatility, creating a balance of masculine and feminine within ourselves. Now, those strengths are the balanced or the pure expression of the lovers, but when they get into any imbalances of too much or too little, it falls into the weaknesses and distortions. And some of those weaknesses or vices of the lovers include being unreliable, lacking good communication, or lacking humor. Some of the other weaknesses expressed through the shadow side of the lovers include being unable to make a choice, to trust love, or to risk losing control. And another big thing to watch out for is difficulty in recognizing conflicting aspects of ourselves and or not knowing how to love ourselves properly. It's also an inability to get close in intimate relationships or falling into domination or power plays within our relationships. Now, as we recognize any of these shadow aspects within ourselves and we tell ourselves the truth about it and we acknowledge them, then we can start to work on transforming them and turning the shadow into light so that we can reveal the gifts that it brings us. So different ways that we can bring the lover's shadow to light within us is to restore balance by understanding that both intellect and intuition are really important for guidance in our lives. And by making responsible choices, especially in our relationships. We also want to be able to identify opposites that are needed for balance in any situation that life presents us. And becoming aware of the loving nature of our higher self and really seeking out that contact. Also, making the choice to love yourself and being able to risk loving another person because you love yourself enough. And then making a responsible decision about a love relationship, whether it serves or it doesn't serve, whether it's time to move on or to go deeper within it. We also want to acknowledge the marriage of mind and spirit and look to our higher self for guidance. Think of times when you've been or encountered the lovers in your life. Now, some obvious examples would be when you've been in intimate relationships and experienced falling in love, as well as all the ups and downs that come with these relationships as they mature. Now, this is one of the most people-oriented archetypes, and its key teaching is the art of relating. Whether it's relating to ideas, relating to creative projects, or relating to other people. Now, regardless of the type of relationship, whether it's with ideas, projects, or people, we're always faced with this experience of duality. And this is the duality of good and evil, or yin and yang, that's within all of us. We all have our positive and our negative, our masculine and our feminine. And relationships, more than anything else, serve as a mirror to us for our own duality. And it's through relationships that we are most challenged to accept the differences and the imperfections of ourselves and others. Until we can come to a place of absolute acceptance, then we'll continue to be bound by this sense of duality and separation. But once we do accept, then we can come to see that there is no separation and that polarity is simply two different aspects of the same thing. When brought into harmony with each other, they then become a dynamic force for creation. But so long as they're judged as separate, they struggle with each other. The Lovers reminds us that what's required here in any situation is a good dose of childlike innocence, curiosity, and playfulness. Now, in our youth, we may have embodied the characteristic of being multifaceted with many different sides, almost like the Gemini twins. And as adults, a key theme of the Lovers that it's trying to teach us is to find its synergy, forming a whole that is greater than the sum of its parts. The Lovers also show up in our capacity to inspire and motivate others. And if we ever need help in establishing relationship boundaries and getting clear about what's what and what is working and what isn't working, then we can call on the Lovers. And the more you come to recognize the Lovers in your life, the more you will realize also what one of your parallel lives might be, where the Lovers is the dominant archetype. But what are some examples of how a parallel life might look under the influence of the Lovers? Well, one example of the Lovers manifesting is as power couples like Isis and Osiris, Antony and Cleopatra, Adam and Eve, or Solomon and Sheba. It's the interplay between the yin and the yang, the sun and the moon. Now, they can co-create a lot together, but their journey of love is not without its difficulties and interferences from those forces that would try to separate them. Their love must be stronger than the forces of separation, and they must transcend duality while harnessing polarity. An example's careers might include being a relationship counselor or coach, being a project manager, or some kind of skilled communicator. Any place where good decision-making and people skills are put to use. And by working with the lovers and invoking its energies into your life, you too can awaken the powers of love and discernment within you. Join me again as we explore further into the 22 archetypes of tarot and how they can help us to make our big shift in consciousness. I'm Dr. Teresa Bullard. Thank you for exploring the mysteries of tarot and our multidimensionality with me in this episode of Mystery Teachings. Hi, I'm Dr. Teresa Bullard, host of Mystery Teachings. Now today I'm going to lead you through a meditation on the archetypes of the Hierophant and the Lovers. Now together they help us sharpen our intuition and our discernment. The Hierophant helps us to learn and grow from our life lessons, as well as how to walk a mystical path with practical feet. While the Lovers help us to learn the dance of polarity within our relationships and our choices in life. Well, let's explore now some practical and experiential things that we can do to work with both these archetypes, the Hierophant and the Lovers. Here's a formula that you can follow for invoking these two archetypes into your life. First, we'll work with one card at a time, beginning with the Hierophant. Once you're ready, find the Hierophant card in your deck and take it out. Place this card in front of you at eye level. So if you have a meditation stool or a cushion, you can sit on that in front of a table and then place the card upright on the table. Get yourself into a relaxed position and a light meditative state. Take several deep breaths. Relax your body and empty your mind. Make sure that you're bringing yourself into a positive or at least a neutral state of being so that nothing's disturbing you either mentally or emotionally. Once you've accessed this light meditative state, look at the image of the Hierophant card for a while. Keeping your eyes open, study the card for about 5 to 10 minutes. Really take in all the details, the imagery, the symbolism. Study all of its aspects, memorize it, and begin to let that really impress itself upon your mind. I'll remain silent now for the next 5 minutes as we now meditate on the symbolism of the card.
Oh, now you're getting understanding, huh? I'm in here trying to cook and stuff, so I'm moving around.
Hi, I'm Dr. Teresa Bullard, host of Mystery Teachings. Today, we're going to meditate on the archetypes of the Chariot and Strength. Together, they help us to harness our will and our life force. The Chariot helps establish equilibrium at all levels, leading to greater self-mastery and victory in life. While Strength helps us to balance our use of force with love in order to achieve grace. Here's a formula that you can follow for invoking these two archetypes into your life. We'll first work with one card at a time, beginning with the Chariot. Once you're ready, find the Chariot card in your deck and take it out. Place this card in front of you at eye level, and if you have a meditation stool or a cushion, you can sit on that with a table in front of you, and the card is upright on the table so that you can look at it. Get yourself into a relaxed position and a light meditative state. Take several deep breaths, relax your body, and begin to empty your mind, and make sure that you bring yourself into a positive or at least a neutral state of being so that nothing is disturbing you either mentally or emotionally. Find that state of peace within, that stillness, and then once you've established that, open your eyes and look at the image of the Chariot card for about 5 to 10 minutes with your eyes open. Study its imagery and its symbolism. Take in all the details. Really ingrain this upon your mind. Memorize its features. And notice all the little subtleties that maybe you've even missed before. I'll remain silent now for the next 5 minutes as we now meditate on the symbolism of the card.
Hello?
And then after those 5 to 10 minutes of working with the card with your eyes open, you're going to take it inside and work with it in your mind. With your eyes closed, begin to build up the image of the chariot within your mind. And do this for about 10 minutes. Recall all the details, build up that image. Imagine that the frame of the card is like a door, and on the other side of that door, you see the scenery of this card taking shape. Bring all the details, the symbols, the colors, all the characters of the card, and recreate them within your mind's eye. Once this has been firmly established within your mind, let the card come to life. Imagine walking through the doorway into the scenery and let it become a three-dimensional virtual reality experience for you. Allow the characters to come to life. Observe their behavior for a while. Notice what they do, any messages they might have, and feel the energy of the chariot. Sense the courage and the strength of the charioteer. I'm Dr. Teresa Bullard, and this is Mystery Teachings. Have you ever found yourself needing to make sacrifices for a higher purpose or to establish greater balance in your life? Well, these are key lessons on any path of initiation and self-actualization. We're now at the turning point on the hero's journey of awakening our multidimensional self. We're halfway through this journey, and these next steps are pivotal points in determining our success in the ascent. In this episode, we meet the archetypes of Justice and the Hanged Man. These are the archetypal principles of equilibrium and sacrifice. On the mandala wheel of the 231 gates, as it now rotates clockwise to keys 11 and 12, we pass through the turning point at the bottom of the wheel and then begin our ascent up the right side. We're in the process of seeking to understand the universal laws and directly experience the alchemy at work within our own soul. So as we take this next step on the hero's journey, we meet Justice. Justice holds the central position in the major arcana sequence. It's a pivot for all the other keys, an exchange point that all the archetypal energies are transmitted through. Justice is the mediator in tarot. It maintains a dynamic balance among all of them, and it's constantly weighing, negotiating, and deciding what's aligned with the highest good of all. Now, if the wheel is the gate or the portal to ascension, then Justice is the guardian at that gate. The old alchemists used to say that equilibrium is the basis of the great work. And Justice is all about this concept or lesson of equilibrium, the balancing of polarities in order to truly stand in the middle pillar of peace and joy. Justice says, it's time to grow up and take responsibility for ourselves and our lives. And so Justice is teaching us about the laws of karma or cause and effect. And it's time for us to realize how all effects happen.
Queen of Pentacles, yeah. See, you have to let go of something here that you've been holding on to so that God can actually bless you with what you actually need, which is this very beautiful connection, this new path that's going to lead you to legacy, success, victory, rewards, recognition. And it's something that's in alignment with your values now. Your values have shifted and changed. The Three of Pentacles. Some of you, you're going to be very influential with whatever it is that you're doing. I feel like people are going to watch you. Yeah. This is the manifestation you have that's coming in after being heartbroken. I'm definitely seeing someone here sharing their story. Yeah, victory and success. This is a platform, Eight of Pentacles, working very hard to show how you overcame like heartache, pain, suffering, loss. Okay, showing other people what you did or how you went about manifesting. I feel like I'm talking to someone here who is some type of creator, or you are in the process of becoming like a creator and influencer. This has been coming up a lot. A lot of people are stepping into their own authenticity, and you're working very hard through you mastering yourself, having this strength and this courage. It's like some people are really going to start showcasing this, and it's going to be a real game changer because a lot of people have lost hope. Like I said, they're indifferent about having happiness or a family. Through you, people are going to see that it's okay to release, to let go of heartache, pain, things from the past, old outdated beliefs, and to actually go and be happy. That's really good. I like that. Definitely like a spiritual leader with the Hierophant being here. You could be a motivational speaker. You could be a TikToker. You could be a reader on YouTube or, wherever. Knight of Swords. Something is coming in quickly. It's this healing, this stardom from you being authentic, you being happy. The King of Pentacles is here. Queen of Pentacles is already out here. The Lovers and the Ten of Pentacles. So for some, you're definitely being rewarded with a very beautiful connection or partnership here. This is also the mending for some of you of relationships with like your mother and your father here. Healing something in your lineage, in your bloodline, in your family. It's opening up the gateway to you having a very happy, peaceful, harmonious type of relationship with someone else. All of this stuff is connected, and maybe that's what you're needing to go back and do is heal some family issues. Some family secrets or issues that you've been holding on to has made you a little bit cold or indifferent about having a family of your own. So by you healing, because King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles to me is like mom and dad, husband and wife. Here you see like the elder here. By listening to wise counsel, respecting your elders, healing something within the dynamic with your own family is going to make you believe in love again, possibly, or just make you see it differently. This type of healing is going to like catapult you into whatever it is, like the victory and the success that you want is going to come in much quicker. I feel like you're going to assess and evaluate what you've seen. Some of you may be in therapy or needing to get into like therapy. I'm hearing like past life regression for some reason, because you may be receiving some type of download here where you are being asked to write or paint what you see. It's going to help you to recognize that maybe how you see yourself is not true. Definitely could be like some type of shadow work, healing that's helping you with your manifestations. Six of Swords here. You're moving on a peaceful, calm waters after feeling like you just want to give up on. Some of you have felt like you want to give up on your healing journey. You felt like you were hitting a brick wall. Don't break, because your breakthrough is here. And it's much bigger than what you thought it would be. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Cups. It's okay for you to love. It's okay for you to trust your intuition. It's okay to feel. It's becoming safe for you to love again. Look at this. The Sun card is popping out. And look at the Nine of Pentacles and the Tower. So there's a clearing that's coming with this Tower. What's behind it? Queen of Swords. Yeah. Setting boundaries here. Setting boundaries. Moving on. Moving beyond the challenges in your life. Dropping the burdens. Yeah. Walking away from anything that's not emotionally fulfilling. Spirit is saying, yeah, everything is fine. With all the swords in your back, still everything is fine, because this is what made you who you are. This is a part of your story. Your destiny is calling you. So go ahead and take action now to see the truth about something, but still go out in the world and be open to love. because there's a person here who's ready to accept the cup of love that you have. Wow. King of Wands. I feel like people are watching you take action. This could be male or female, feminine or masculine, but some people are watching you become very passionate about taking action here. I feel like this is specifically for feminines. You're being asked to go out and be open to love, because there is a person who's going to love you despite whatever has happened in your life that may have made you feel indifferent about starting a family or opening yourself up to love. And then I feel like for the masculine collective, people are really about to start seeing you become very aggressive, very passionate, ambitious, like assertive about a brand new beginning. Maybe you've been kind of resting and not taking action. It's time now to take action. Yeah, it's time out. You have to get to the root of why you keep juggling. Why are you juggling relationships? Why are you having instability in your home life or your finances? Why are you taking on more than what you should? It's time to go within and really study this. Some of you need to study your finances. Where are you losing money? Where are you spending too much money? Is it time for you to budget? What are you spending too much? Are you spending too much time on social media? Like, it's just time to assess and evaluate everything that's happening, because you have love coming in. Love stresses some people out though, because this love that's coming in for you is going to require you to give up control. And you have control because you're afraid to be hurt, because of maybe what you've seen happen in the past. Some of you have gone through separations or divorces. You're not, with the mother or father of your children, and that has possibly left you feeling a little bit wounded now about starting over. You're just over it. Or maybe you felt that way for a long time. Like you really don't want to be open to love, and Spirit is saying, no, for my feminists, go out there. Love is waiting for you. There's a person that's going to love you despite, you having children, or if you've had financial issues or your body has changed, whatever. Somebody, if you feel like you've given your best to somebody, there's a person that's like, well, I'll take the rest of you and I'm going to love it. You have masculines out here who you're going to start to see them take action because they have to meet the feminines where they are, and, vice versa. It's just time for people to start coming together, collaborating, and believing in love again after the hardship. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. Take a leap of faith to have this security, this stability. The divine is coming in, making you a huge offer. You're manifesting a new reality for yourself. And it's very, very beautiful. You can trust it. Oh, the Temperance. Yeah, two becoming one. Temperance, peace, balance, harmony. Finding your rhythm, finding your flow. It's okay if you have 1 foot in and 1 foot out right now, but the point is that you're learning how to manifest. You're cleansing and clearing. It's like you don't have to keep being stressed out about what's coming towards you, because it's coming towards you very quickly. This is your justice. Someone is rushing into your life. This could be a friend, okay? For some, though, it's a lover. It's a partnership. This is your justice after a lot of conflict, after being in a lot of one-sided relationships where it was unrequited love, or there was no reciprocity, or, no equal give and take. This is being blocked out. You're being protected from that now. This is so good. Ooh, 4 of Wands and the Emperor. What? Anything low vibrational is being blocked out, because you already planted the seeds for a brand new beginning here, to have a new cycle where there will be monogamy, if that's what you want. No longer dealing with illusions, confusion, or the type of people who have multiple options. Though you're going into something very stable, solid, it's secure. The Moon card is here. Being mentally drained and exhausted from illusions and confusion, that time of your life is over. You've become the Empress. You have arrived. And your person is, whoever you share this connection with, they're doing the same thing as you. So you and someone are mirroring each other perfectly. You're both working on mastering yourselves. Yeah, this is a very strong connection. You're both putting in a lot of work, Because I feel like right now, a lot of people are just sick and tired of being at a crossroads here, feeling entrapped. This entrapment has had you isolated. This is going within an awakening, an ascension, a spiritual upgrade, really seeing the truth behind everything that is hidden in your life, internally, externally. Yeah, judgment is here. This is your wake-up call for sure. No more hangman energy, no more being stuck and stagnant. You've learned all that you can learn from a particular person, place, things, or situation or cycle. It's now time to come down from the tree. This is your wake-up call. Like, you already know what you need to know. Way too many cards. 5 of Cups. It's time to let go of feeling regretful about things. It's not going to open anything up for you. All is not lost here. Be careful not to focus on the negative, because it's what's going to manifest. There's a lot of changes. 5 is out here. 9 of Wands. Don't be in that wounded warrior energy. Yeah, put an end to that. This wounded warrior energy. No more crying over spilled milk. 6 of Cups. This is just being in grief about the past. You're being asked to manifest now and to let go of anything dark. It's going to have a very, very negative impact on what you're trying to manifest. You're being asked right now to really step into this energy of being ambitious, assertive, take charge, bold, courageous. Let go of the trauma bonding. Let go of whatever is living rent-free in your mind. Definitely something from the past here. Needing to heal things from childhood. Some of you could have seen your parents divorce at an early age, and it left you a bit wounded, scarred. Some of you, maybe you never saw your parents together. Whatever the case is, this is wounding that has to be released. Yeah, so that you're able to take action, because there are offers and proposals of love and just new beginnings, even in your career and finances, that are coming in. So you have to come out of the there's really 2 people who are trying to make their way to each other. You have the Page of Pentacles here and the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like it's a feminine here that's like, okay, I'm going to come out of the cold and I'm going to put my offer out there. And you have a masculine that's like, yeah, I'm on my way to it. This is cute. It's cute. So this looks like partnerships coming together. Partnerships are loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As you guys can see, I am totally a night owl. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm as bubbly as can be. What is this going on in love? Someone feels remorse for the way that they treated you. So for some of you, this could be someone coming right from your past. It doesn't have to be. Longing. Someone is secretly yearning for you. Probably is. Someone is like, listen, let's do this the right way now. So you and someone, you're mirroring each other. You both had to go and heal situations. So for some, this is healing family issues. For some, it's healing financial issues. Everything ties together though. Everything is energy, if you are dealing with issues that's affecting you energetically, like your love life, if you're not being loved properly, or you don't feel like it's safe for you to love, that's affecting your finances as well. Or if your finances are if you're experiencing challenges and that it's harder for you to love or be loved, everything is tying together. So it's sort of like right now, there's this divine intervention that's coming in that's forcing a lot of people to really just get balance. And for the people who are truly in these partnerships, like soul connections, you and this person, your souls are mirroring each other. So you're longing for one another, and the longing is becoming stronger now, because as you are growing, evolving, and elevating, that person is being forced to do the same thing. Some people are going to meet you where you are, and some people you'll just have to release them. But this to me is an energy of two people being able to come in and say, okay, I think I'm ready to love now. It feels safe. Let's go with this slowly. But this is two people who are coming out of the cold and out of some type of lack mentality. Two people who are afraid of commitment, who are afraid of love, who are afraid to start a family or start over in a family. This could be some people here who have been married, and maybe you're getting back together, you've been separated, and you're choosing not to go through with a divorce, because maybe in the separation you're realizing that you had some shadow work and healing. You were under some type of illusion about life, about love. Like I said, success, finances, and other things that needed to be healed. There's been some type of toxicity here that you needed to put an end to for there to be a rebirth and a transformation. If this is not you connecting with someone from your past, this is just now your soul is longing for its mate. You're longing for your soulmate because you're clearing this energy out. But with all of this regret here, this feels like this is someone that you've been with. Yeah. Someone is gripped by obsessive thoughts. Yeah. See, you and someone were on different pages at some point. You're finally getting on the same page. You and this person are both thinking about each other, like, maybe you want to give this a second chance. Yeah, because you've learned some type of spiritual lesson here. Ooh, this relationship is moving towards a sacred union, marriage. So it was some type of healing here. Learning how to trust yourself. In trusting yourself, now you learn how to trust this person. Maybe you just needed support. Maybe you and someone, you couldn't support one another because you had trust issues. This person wants to apologize now for not being available to you, to give you all that you deserve, but the chemistry that you two have is mutual. This person could have acted like this situation was strictly sexual, or maybe you felt like this was something that was just very passionate, but it wasn't enduring. But maybe, this person truly is your twin flame, and you have to accept that everything happens for a reason. Maybe you're in denial about the fact that this is truly your person. It's saying try something you've never done before. Don't dismiss the red flags here, but this relationship can stand the test of time. I just feel like there needs to be some kind of heart-to-heart conversation here. Somebody's going to have to apologize. Someone may have to relocate. Someone maybe is thinking about relocating, working on their health. All right. It's just, I feel like two people are trying to get themselves together. And as you're getting yourselves together, it's bringing you back into alignment with somebody. So for somebody, and the reading that I just did, and I'm going to post them later today, but I was talking about how a lot of people have been under heavy spell work and manipulation, because people have conjured up all of these entities to kind of make like your person, your true counterpart, like turn against you. Some of you have been attacked by a person that you thought was your twin flame, and they happen to be a past life karmic soulmate, or you were being attacked by someone that your twin flame was involved with to make you turn away from this person. They conjured up something. Like, there's been a lot of manipulation, but with this eclipse energy here, a lot of that energy is being cleared out. You're going to really start to see the truth. But whoever you are, you're going to end up with whoever you're in alignment with. Some of you, honestly, you have several different energies that are going to be coming towards you, because your energy is going to be so beautiful, so light. Like, the true essence of who you are at your core is going to draw so many people in. But there is, for many of you, an actual counterpart, like a true twin flame or a soulmate that is really, really yearning for you. And I feel like both of you most likely have learned some type of spiritual lesson, or you're in the process of doing that. And this is something that has the potential to turn into marriage. Yeah, it's up in the air right now. You may not know where you stand with the person. Okay. Because someone here may be in poor health. I feel like this is poor mental health or their spiritual health is poor. Okay. Someone here is needing to work on some addictions, some bad habits. Okay. Someone may just really need to go to therapy. Like maybe you and someone, especially if this is for those of you who are in relationships or marriages or separated, maybe it really is time for you to try therapy or counseling. Or some of you, even if this is situations with people in your family, maybe it's time for you guys to go and do like some group family counseling sessions to really get to the bottom of why these situations keep being just tossed up in the air. I feel like once you get to the bottom of whatever this issue is and you find the effective way to communicate, there's going to be good news. You're going to receive good news. Someone is going to most likely reach out to you soon. Oh, yeah, because you've been isolated. Very much emotionally detached. Maybe you needed to do that to go within. I'm hearing too, for some of you, you need to check on like your friends and family, the ones who are
I literally
isolating
was just
themselves.
thinking about you.
Maybe they need to hear some good news or some affirmations because, you know, check on your strong friends and family members. Some of you, you're dealing with people who they're having issues with their stability and it's causing them to be in poor health. Their mental health is not good and they could be isolating themselves. You could be dealing with someone who deals with, you know, some depression, PTSD or something like that. Okay. But also for some of you, just by getting a handle on whatever is causing you to be unhappy or this person, you have a lot of happiness coming in, especially if you've gone within and had an opportunity to recharge, to rest, retreat, rejuvenate, work on your health. Yeah, here, something here is trial and error. Being willing to try new things. I'm really getting therapy here. You have here hot mess and fragmented and mountain. Yeah. Someone's going to have to go ahead and take the step to realize that you may need some help in how you're seeing something. You don't see the full picture. Some of you also, you're experiencing like a lot of fluctuations in your health, especially your mental health or your energy, because you're sharing energy with another person. Some of you, like this twin flame energy is becoming very very, very heavy. This person is tapping into your energy. So if they're going through a rough patch, you're feeling it. So it may feel like a lot of stuff is happening at one time, like you're facing a lot of obstacles and challenges. You're going to have to know that in this situation, you're going to have a bit of patience. Take this one step at a time, but a lot of this energy is not yours. Be mindful of what you're thinking and how you're doing as well, because for those of you who are in, you know, these like divine connections, you always have to be mindful that if you know for a sure fact, like you're sharing a soul with somebody else, if you're in bad health or anything, they are too. They can, like, though this is for people who are really, really connected. What you feel, they feel. Your pain is their pain. Stepping stone, manifestation, and birth. Wow.